Hey.
Hey.
Rocking.
How's everyone's volume?
Hey, there we go.
Work. Hey. Yeah. Dave's got
worked.
What's your new setup, Dave? You need to spill the beans, man.
That's just a iPhone.
There you go.
iPhone for a camera. Mounted on a mount on top of my computer, facing down at me. And a huge light, and a huge light over here.
Yeah.
a proper video, newer light or whatever, newer brand.
So we're 10 minutes late, so apologies to everybody, but we inevitably started having a conversation about Ed's famous Plexi, which
we're not going to get into.
Dave knows one or two things about, so maybe we'll get back to that later.
Yeah.
Just on the just a leftover from the last stream, actually, which was the Jose definitive guide to the Jose. I did actually publish the PDFs, the schematics that we drew up for that. So if anyone wants to grab a copy of that and doesn't have one, they're actually available for download on my website. So head over there if you want to grab one of those. So what's everyone been up to? It's been Christmas and New Year and all this stuff since we spoke last time. I know what you've been doing, Dave, and we will get to NAMM. We want to get your highs and lows on that.
Well, here I'll do a brief thing.
Go for it.
Got sick on New Year's.
Yeah,
pretty sick for a while.
Oh, that sucks.
Took weeks. Then NAMM prep, and then got sick again.
Yeah.
So you
Real
were saying
brief synopsis.
This is like your first day off in 3 weeks or something, and you're doing this. So good on.
Yeah, exactly.
We appreciate it. How about you, Dan? What have you been up to, man?
Well, since the last time we all spoke, getting sick, getting better, Christmas, New Year, eating too much, drinking too much, not too much sleep, and then back headfirst into the amp modding and all that stuff. So I've been drilling a shitload of holes in amps, as we can see right here, as usual. So yeah, so that's pretty much been most of my time. Lots of amps, and yeah, we're well.
How many of those holes do you actually freehand at this point?
Every single one of them, basically. Well, I say like freehand. You know what I mean by freehand? I have to obviously measure it out and everything, you know. But
unless it's like one hole
straight. Yeah, you know, it's definitely a little bit of a. I think it's as much of a skill as doing the mod itself. You know, just drilling the holes in a straight line.
100%. I drilled 5 holes in a late 70s JMP over the weekend, which I don't regularly do. You know, like I don't know, man. I don't like drilling into the old amps, but this amp had already been drilled into. So I was kind of like, oh, okay, so someone's already done it, so I can feel okay about doing this. But man, when I was doing it the whole time, I was thinking about you. I was thinking, how does Dan get it so straight? You know, marking everything out. And then I thought to myself, fuck, man, a template.
Yeah, probably a template would be a good idea, but you know,
I would do a PCB. I would design a PCB out with just holes in it. Put it up on the thing and then just use that as a guide. You know.
Well, you know, I could do that, but the only thing is, like, almost every other order that I get, I have to jig everything around differently because, like, one time it will be, oh, I want these features and whatever, and that will be a certain layout, and then it will be a different one for the next customer, and then you get someone who wants, like, I always call it, like, the wife mod, where they want everything on the back panel so the wife doesn't see any of it, you know, like all the extra holes and stuff get added there, so it doesn't look like they spent money on their amp, you know. So
right, man, I hope you charge extra for that.
Yeah, exactly. You should charge extra for the wife mod, but yeah, you get that kind of thing where I have to fit like 1 million holes on the back of the amp. So it's cool, like having PCBs to do it, but like I almost every time I'm having to jig things around differently. So you know, it's not always it wouldn't always be doable, you know. But yeah, you
could have a menu of hole patterns that you have up, you know, like you want this one, this one.
Yeah, exactly. You know. Yeah, exactly. It'd be ideal if everyone just ordered every feature on the menu, you know, all in one, and then that way I'll just design it like, you know, so that can just be done the same every time. But yeah, so Yeah, a shitload of drilling. That's been
So what's
basically my
the
time.
what's
Yeah, what do you got?
what's the mod on the top one?
The top one is like a completely loaded killer Cali with some 3 or 4 foot switching functions in there. It's got like it's got like what I do, like a deluxe clean channel. So it's like a 3 gain stage Fender style clean thing. Dual masters, saturation switch, depth control with push-pull frequency shifts, negative feedback controls. There's a series and parallel tube effects loop in there. That I did actually design a PCB for. So now I have that all on there, and it's got relays on it and everything that's switched by default when you plug into certain jacks, and
Always
you know,
cool.
it does all. Yeah, it does everything. You just you basically just wire it to the socket underneath and do all that. And
That's a big time saver.
Yeah, it's better, and it's also
And just consistent, right? Like
yeah, it's just consistent. You know, if anything ever happens, you know, if someone's using one of these amps and they're like the other side of the world, like it's kind of tricky to sometimes find a tech who's like comfortable pulling apart a point-to-point loop. It's not the easiest thing when there's a million components all over it. So you know, with the PCB, if anything goes wrong with it, I can send a new PCB as a replacement. You know, and just say, you know, it's all ready to go. Just wire it in, and yeah, it just helps. So yeah, doing some things like that last year definitely helped. But yeah,
speaking of the other side of the world, that my mate over here, Zoran, I posted he sent me that picture with your
that was killer, right?
Yeah. So what amp, man? Because I've actually played that amp of yours that you modded was brought into Australia by Fraser Nen, I think, who got you to do mod.
Oh, I know him.
Yeah, and now Zoran owns that amp now, which he loves, by the way. He freaking loves it. But I was never 100% sure what mod is that? Is that the Rock Monster?
Same as the top one. It's a killer Cali.
Okay.
Yeah. Four gain stages, plate fed. You know, really high gain, and you know, it's switchable between 3 and 4 stages.
Yeah, man, I played it. It's chewy as. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It's really, really aggressive and lively. You know, it's a lot of fun to play through. So it's basically the same thing as that. You know, I think I got a feeling like I loaded it up with like NOS caps and stuff like that. So it's all loaded with mustards inside, I think. Can't remember, maybe. But yeah, great fun amps. It was cool seeing like your two there and mine there with it, and all those cabs, you know.
Well, that was his that late 70s. Is it 2203? No, late 70s Super League. That's right. That I was drilling into over the weekend. That's his. So
cool.
You're gonna have four.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah. So that I was going to say the one that was from Fraser must have been like a 70. 78, 79.
I think it's a 78.
Yeah, something around that point. I remember.
Yeah, I haven't seen the amp. Like, it's never been here in the workshop, but I played it at one of those amp get-togethers.
Whenever the time comes where it needs some maintenance, hopefully you'll get it over to you, and you can you can work on it.
Yeah, brilliant. And what's the one below?
Oh yeah,
the one below is this is a 1979 or an 80. It's a 1980 JMP that was like a super bass, I think, when I got it. And this one's been done with like a custom Rock Monster mod, and it's got like a few extra functions. It's got like the tube loop in there. It's got saturation switches. You know, like you need extra saturation when you've got 5 gain stages, but more is more, right? You know,
they always want it, man.
Yeah, exactly. But it's really fun because like I also made this one switchable, so you can dump a stage out and you can get it like 4 stages more open, you know, a little bit less compressed, and then you put the saturation on, and it's as gainy as 5 stages alone. But it's a different kind of gain voicing, because you know how like the saturation switch, kind of the diode clipping, gives you that kind of ragged edge on the mids. You get that kind of more like gnarly kind of thing happening. So you can do that with it, you know, which is fun. But yeah, similar kind of sort of extra features and stuff. But this one's got most of it around the back rather than on the front, because you can't really get too much on these, you know, JMP faceplates. I try, but I do try. But
not enough real estate.
Not enough real estate. That's it, man.
Yeah, most of it all goes in the back. But yeah, lots of tubes. You know, lots of added tubes in these amps. You know, I think the top one's got like 3 more 12x7s in it, or 4,
Oh my
4
God.
extra 12x7s. So yeah, it's something
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane,
So,
man.
yeah. So yeah, time-consuming stuff, but it's worth the time. It's good fun.
I got a quick funny story about the old Marshall. My buddy Matt, Jason had met him. Matt Maddox was in my shop.
Matt, yeah.
I think it was a little before Christmas or so, but I was doing a late 70s JMP, and he looks over at me and he goes, "What's that smell?" And it's, you know, those amps, the way that they smell when you work on them it's best. So, oh my God.
So true, man.
Were the solder connections untouched?
The solder smell.
Yeah, were the solder joints original? Like when you first reflow some of those solder joints and the smell of the solder,
right?
Yeah.
But it had such a unique smell, and I was just it was hilarious when he looked over at me and he was like, "What is that?" Because it's like you can't, it only smells like that.
Yeah,
pretty wild. Yeah,
I have clients that I have clients that'll go, "Smell this. Look at it." It's like a guitar case or something, and it just smells like mold, you know. but it smells like old, you know. It just smells old, you know. And and you're like, that's great. It's it's a really cool guitar came out of it, and
I know,
it's
man.
authentic, you know, decades of sweat and everything.
It's lost on everyone now, you know. It's like not, you know, I've had these old amps for a million years, and it's just the way it smells.
Yeah, you know,
very unique though.
Yeah, old pedals are also really stinky. I got some of those like first few years of Boss pedals from like 78 or like the first ones when they started doing like the single button stomps, you know. Man, they fucking stink. They're really, really bad. Like the room fills when you crack open the screws on the back of them. It's like wretched.
Yeah, it's wild. Over here, man. We got 13 inches of snow the other day. It's been just a gnarly snowstorm.
You basically, were you locked in, like at home? You couldn't. You for a couple of days or what?
Yeah, I had to get out the snow shovel, spend a couple hours in the driveway out there. That's no fun. But yeah, we did that, and then as far as town goes, we've had IU, the college, just won a national football championship. So town's been pretty wild. And just been working on amps.
So you got all that snow and it's 82 degrees here.
Yeah. That sounds nice.
Sunny.
I think we lost Jason, did we?
Yeah. You can still hear me, can you?
Yeah.
But my camera, hang on, let me just try and restart this.
Camera froze.
I just thought he was really still.
Other than that, man, just working on amps, planning the year for production. Trying to map out the whole entire year and just, you know, get that going.
There you go.
About it, man.
There you go. So, man, you've been madly populating PCBs ready for
tons.
Your run of amps.
I've already done a lot. So, yeah, it's been good. My lungs aren't very happy, but
get in the zone.
You know,
gotta save yourself some lung capacity there and get those stuffed at a stuffing house.
Yeah.
I know. That would be the biggest benefit of that, because man, the solder.
Oh, it's really well worth it for the price. It doesn't even cost very much.
Yeah.
The solder is gnarly for your health, for
and
sure.
They do a better job. Probably.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know about that.
There's a lot of tone in those hands, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the tone in the hands of the solder and the way you put the capacitors in.
Yeah.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave, man, highs and lows of NAMM. Let's go.
Man, NAMM was crazy. I've
Really?
never worked so hard at any NAMM ever.
Wow.
Really?
I had so many interviews set up that it was just an onslaught of videos starting at the beginning of the day to the end of the day. Just constant.
Lots of media.
Yeah, I mean, they had it set it up pretty good. I didn't set it up, which is perfect. I had someone do that. Yeah, contact these guys and that guy and those guys, and let's get this. And then we also had to get Phil X tied in with a lot of those interviews. So it was like, okay, Phil's going to be there on Friday and Saturday between this time and this time, but we need to schedule when he needs to be at the booth exactly. And he was running around. He was running to one booth and running back to our booth, and that's right. He was always on time.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, you know, and a couple of the videos, it was just like Bill just went and did it himself. I'm like, just watched. I'm like, great. He knew what to say. Although he only saw his amp a week before the show. Briefly for a second.
Yeah.
Looks
So,
pretty cool.
Looks awesome. Looks really
I like
cool.
it. Yeah.
Sounds
it's
great.
cool. It's cool. It's raw. It's good. It's, you know, it's got all the, you know, 2203 to higher gain to boosted to everything and a Fendery clean channel.
Yeah.
So it's kind of got it all.
What was the kind of the brief with that one compared to like the original one that you did for him years ago?
Well, actually, it sort of has nothing to do with the original one.
Oh, nice. Interesting.
You know, we went into it as a kind of a collaboration, like not a signature amp per se. So we wanted to make a versatile amp for a variety of people. So it wasn't just only what he was going to use, although he is going to use everything. But we were like, yeah, you should have a clean channel probably, you know. Let's make this the 20-watt amp we don't have in our line, like a true kind of 3-channel sort of amp.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, how about we put a clean channel? Okay, let's put a clean channel. Great. And then he kind of let me go with the dirty, but I knew what he liked already. I knew what, because he uses like either a 2203 or his amp in studio and stuff a lot, and many other amps, but he's routinely used those couple amps, his amp and the 2203 for years. He's got an old one that's all messed up, but he likes it. And I'm like, well, let's just put a 2203 channel in it where he can get that if he wants. Because if he uses it in the studio, he can use that sound. Or if he wants the boosted higher gain version that's a little closer to his amp, but with a little more teeth, he can have that. And then, let's throw a boost in with an extra master.
Perfect.
He can have that. So it's sort of like on our IRX pedals, how we have like a clean boost on the front end and then a master on the back end. So when you're on the boosted channel, it switches to the other master. But you can have that clean boost off and just have a master. Or you can have a little bit of gain added or a lot of gain added on the front end.
Yeah, best of both worlds.
Yeah,
Sounds like
that worked great, actually.
Yeah,
loop,
looks like a great idea.
same kind of 20-watt power section in the rest of our amps, which works well.
Yeah. What's that, EL84s,
Yeah. Yeah, all those little amps, they sound great. So I originally when we were designing it, like the people at Avi at Bad was like, how would you do like a 35-watt amp? I'm like, I don't like neutering big tubes that much.
Yeah.
I'd rather I go, but why? Most people complain the 20 watts are loud. So like,
leave that to Marshall.
they are loud.
I'm like, I don't know if
20 watts gets loud.
Yeah, it is.
The point. Yeah.
Yeah. And the EL84s get pushed nice and toasty in those.
Yeah,
amps,
they sound
so it's
good.
great. Yeah. They sound great, just like hammered.
Yeah.
I think if you go, 20 is the sweet spot, and if you need more than that, then you just go to 50, right? Like,
Yeah. I'm in agreement on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. 35. Why?
Yeah. There's no point in between. I'd rather just go straight up to a bigger one if that's the case.
Yeah.
I mean, those are the steps, aren't they? Right? Like, you know, 20,
20,
25,
50,
somewhere around there, and then the
100.
50, and then 100. Like, no one's asking for a 75 watt amp, are they?
No. And it's funny
that's
when
a Mesa Boogie thing, right? You know,
well, I mean, Park technically had a 75 watt amp, but the funny thing, it was just a 50 watt amp.
Yeah.
The Park 75 was the stock 50 watt transformers.
Quality. I never worked on one before, so yeah.
It's literally like, I mean, I think they put bigger tubes in it. That's all they did. They put, you know, 65 KT88s or something like that. And I don't remember exactly, but if you look at the transformers, they literally the standard Marshall 50 watt transformers. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I didn't watch too much NAMM stuff, but I'll get to it. But you know, as far as amps, I like, you know, the one that you put out, Dave, looks cool, and then that Driftwood, the new Driftwood amp looks pretty cool. Atlas, I think is what it's called.
Oh, that's the one for Mark Lewis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it's big and beefy.
Yeah.
Other than that,
I went by his booth. I talked to. I like him. He's a nice guy. I've talked to him many shows and stuff. I came to my shop before. I love it. Jason's dog just wanders around in the background. So yeah, I mean, I talked to him for a minute. I think we're gonna get him on Tone Talk. Oh, you got a bed?
Cool. Yeah, he's got beds everywhere around here.
Yeah.
I like the name. I think the Driftwood's a cool company name.
Yeah. No, this stuff looks great, and I mean that's a massive power section on it, isn't it? It's 180 watts or something. Yeah. That's totally Mark's thing, like the big chunky power section, kind of like girth. I did an amp for him a few years ago, and he was just like, he wanted it to be just as big as it could possibly get, you know, from that power section. He loves that kind of like, you know, really, really punchy, you know, kind of sound that just punishes cabs.
Yeah.
It's great. I love that kind of
concept.
concept.
Is it the Diesel Hagen, or is that the amp that has the? I get the models confused, or is it the Herbert? But one of them is 180.
Oh, it's the Herbert, isn't it?
6 L6s in it or something like
that.
Yeah. It's got to be. I think it's the Herbert. Yeah.
It's just the heaviest thing. It's massive.
It's got so much fucking bottom end, that thing.
It's like
depth control.
If any of you have modded a Marshall Major before,
no,
man,
nearly, but not yet.
Oh man.
Really, those 200 watts?
It's like a freight train coming at you.
Right.
I mean, but it sounds like literally like a freight train's going to run through a brick wall. It's like, you know, like it's.
You know what? Talking of those big power sections, did any of you guys work on one of those Marshall? It was from the JCM900 era, and it was called like I think it was called a Series 2000.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You know the one? And
I didn't work on it, but I know what you're talking about.
I think it's got 8. Yeah, it's like 8 power tubes, I think, in it.
Yeah, I know someone that was using it for bass.
Yeah, they were. Well, they were made for AC/DC, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, I think
bass.
so. Yeah.
So I think, and yeah, man, I mean, fucking hell, you know, that many power tubes in here and that much power. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Do you know what's the front end on that, Dan? Do you know what it is like?
I got
is it a 2203?
No, I don't think it is. I think it's something a little bit different. I don't think it's got much in common with the other stuff they were doing at the time. I think I might even have a schematic of it. I'll have to dig it up and have a look and see, because I just remember it being really impressive with, like, you know, just all those power tubes in it glowing. Just looks so cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that shit.
It's like a Boogie Bass 400.
Oh yeah.
You ever have to retube one?
Thankfully not.
Match set of 12 606s.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I would my tube supplier, I'd go, I need a match.
I need a
match.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to say it. A match set of 12, please.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, a match set of 12 JJ6L6s. Because actually, in those amps, if you put JJs all across everything, JJ6L6s and JJ preamp tubes and everything, they sound like God for bass. Way better than the Sovtech stuff they had in it and stuff. And it just, oh God, it sounds good. But holy shit, 12 tubes. Fuck.
Yeah, it's an expensive retube, if
Yeah.
that.
Man, that's
We need to mod one of those. That's what we need to do.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I'm down for modding any of that shit.
Let's put a front end on it.
Yeah. Yes, like nice high gain front end on it.
That would be crazy.
Are those similar to the strategy power amps they used to do? You remember the ones that everyone did like the wet dry wet thing with?
I don't know if I haven't looked at the schematics in a long time to know if they're similar or not. I think they're a little different, but
yeah,
they're
I
cool.
always wanted one of those things. The strategy 4, is it 4 or 500?
They weren't that good, to be honest.
I just remember seeing them in rigs that I liked at the time and was just like, yeah, I want to have one of those.
That's what all that was available at the time before before VHT came out, and then VHT came out and bye Boogie Power Amps.
Yeah, we should we'll say hello to a few guys in the chat, shall we?
Yeah, do it.
See what's going on. Katie. Oh, that's your Katie, right? Hoss is here. Hey, man. Morning all. Not it's morning for us guys, but this must be a comment from Flo as a reference to the VTM.
Yeah.
That amp came before the Ultra Plus. Yeah. Never heard of VTM in the room yet. Yeah, I have. I played through a couple of them.
Gotta know how to set the switches, or you can make it sound terrible.
Yeah, it does sound pretty gash when it's the wrong way.
Yeah.
I didn't think the VTM would garner discussion at length. Well, you don't know us, clearly.
Yeah.
We can talk about the make of a capacitor for half an hour on this show.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the dip switches, man. I've actually got a few photos to show of this amp because for anyone who's watching this who's not familiar with the VTM, it's a pretty interesting looking amp. That is for sure.
It was my first tube amp. Peavey VTM 60.
No way.
That was my first tube amp.
Oh.
I got it. Yep. I bought it from the pawn shop when I was 18 years old for $125.
The 60 or the 120?
60.
Oh, nice. So it's slightly lighter weight and it's still a backbreaker, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's freaking one of those things.
I bet you wish you still had it.
Yeah. I remember turning it on and it smelled like an old heater. And I was just like, well, it works, so whatever. I was just a kid.
Yeah, they have that kind of quality.
Someone should design an amp like they did synths in the late 80s with no knobs and only buttons. That's like an 80A MP1 or something.
How about just an amp that has a knob? One. Volume.
Yeah.
Some people have done that.
It should just be default on 10,
Yep.
Yeah, the touch screen is certainly the trend with in the digital world at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
A tube amp with a touch screen. There you go.
I don't know, man. Here's something to discuss. So, tech and amplifiers.
Don't hurt their feelings, Dave.
Well, I'm going to try not to. Tech and amplifiers. It's sort of like tech and cars. What breaks first? The tech, the computer, or the thing. When you start seeing surface mount components and A to D converters and D to A converters and a hot amp and stuff, and I'm always like, yeah, it's gonna break. It's gonna break. It's gonna break. And I mean, it has its place, and it's cool, and maybe you still do incorporate some of that stuff, of course, but like there's something about it's like having an old truck or something from like from 1975 or something, right? It's always gonna work, and it's gonna be super simple to fix, and it's just like, and there's a thing about that,
There is
sometimes.
Yeah, I agree.
Totally.
It's kind of like it takes you away from that kind of digital thing, doesn't it? When you play something that's got nothing to do with all that stuff, puts you in a different headspace, I think, when you're playing through something like just classic and
yeah.
Whereas,
But I mean, you know, it's like, you know, we've seen amps, you know, a 2203 or something at this point has been around for however many years that is.
yeah,
35, 40 years, I don't know.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, more.
76 when they come out.
And generally they're still working.
Yeah,
Nearly
Maybe
50
need maintenance,
years,
but
right?
they're still working.
That's true.
You know,
They still sound great. It's still,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, 100%.
I think what's even more what's like the direction that it goes with this digital stuff. The most concerning thing is like if they keep going this direction, they'll be having subscription services for your quad cortex. It's like,
Yep.
so yeah, that's
Yeah.
coming.
you got to pay $12.99 a month if you want to go, you know, use your rig, or it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, it's just stupid shit, you know. And it's I don't know. Like I think there's too much of that kind of like fiddling around with stuff rather than playing.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a firm believer of that.
I really like would love more new guitarists to start with like the basic kind of classic stuff that a lot of guys started with years ago, rather than diving straight into the digital world, so they can really like hone their chops on a unforgiving amp, perhaps even a guitar that doesn't have particularly low action. Maybe it's got the wrong kind of gauge strings and you just don't know, and you just learn to play it,
Yeah.
you know, the same way
Yeah.
so many guys did years ago. Because I think it brings out a different kind of side to guitarists when, you know, you go that route versus like the digital world and all the other stuff. It kind of conveniently lays everything on a plate for you too much sometimes, and then you don't kind of have to fight a little bit for it.
Yeah.
I
mean,
think
you're creating art, you want to be inspired, you know, you want to have something that inspires you to use it. So
I was listening to Leon Todd. You guys know Leon, right?
He's awesome.
Yeah, awesome dude, incredible guitar player, obviously. He'll often just do a random live stream on a Saturday afternoon here, so it'll be in the nighttime for you guys, or it might be early morning in the UK. And he was talking. Someone asked him a question about this whole digital, because he's down the fractal pathway, right? Which is cool. I totally get
He's in the cult.
In the cult. He's fucking. He's like, he's the head of the Australian chapter, I think.
Yeah. Australian head of fractal cult.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Sorry, Leon, man, we love you, man.
We love you. I'm not just
kidding.
You said so, Leon. Very smart guy. He said something that I was like, wow, that's it. He's finally summarized it. And he said, people need to understand that your digital gear doesn't replace your amp. It's not the same thing, right? It's a thing, but you can't just say, I'm getting rid of my amps and I'm going to have all the digital stuff. They're not the same thing. He said, all a modeler is a preamp. It's a digital preamp. Then you got to decide what you're going to do with it, right? Maybe you'll run that into a power amp and into a cab.
Yeah.
Or you've got cab blocks on the thing so you can go direct to front of house or to your console or whatever. But he said, you can't just take this thing, plug it into a 4x12. Like, it's not the same thing, you know? So it's like this, I think, you know, it's just, maybe I don't know if it's education or experience or whatever, but a lot of the time I see people talking about these things on the basis that, well, that's all I need now. I don't need an amp because I've got my quad cortex. Well, okay, it's not the same thing though, right?
No.
And
it's like, I suppose, like, if you think that there is a kind of a good thing about the modelers, in the sense that if you treat it a little bit like for guys who don't have access to any of this kind of like decent amps and everything, then you kind of almost have like a tasting platter, you know, where they give you a little bit of like a small amount of everything so you can sample it and try it and see what you like and what you don't like. And in a way, you've kind of got like the amp version of that, but it just kind of gives you a rough idea of, you know, it's like an approximation of this and an approximation of that. I never think that any of this stuff like nails it 100%. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But that's like the good side of it, I think, you know. But yeah, it's not you know, it's not to replace your real amps or anything. I've got all the digital stuff, you know, I've got that and I use it. You know, Kemper, you know, the neural stuff, I've got all of that stuff and I enjoy it. But it's got its place. It's not a replacement. I treat it like a tool for.
It's a tool.
You know, it's a tool.
Exactly.
It's a tool for a particular job. It's there to, you know, to solve a problem.
I mean, this
cool.
is sort of why, you know, we came out with the little the tube pedals, you know, the tube IR pedals and stuff, because it gives you at least a tactile feel and quick, fast changes, and it's an amp. It's more of an amp than not, you know. And you can go direct, but hey, 1 channel, 2 channels, okay, boost, got it. Oh, turn the treble down, okay, boom, done.
Yeah.
And then I mean, good people like Steve Stevens had a travel rig where he had a quad Cortex, and like he's like, you know, I think I'm gonna incorporate your tube pedal in, or I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna do that with it. And he wanted to try all of them and whatever, figure out which one he wanted. And well, he already had one, but he wanted a Jakey Lee one too and try it. And he goes, man, it's night and day different. Because I've dialed in the quad Cortex pretty good. You know, I got it where it sounds pretty good. But man, there was always something missing when I would use it live. And I just was like, And he goes, I added the tube preamp in the loop of it and forget the amp model in it and just use it for effects. And he's like, it's great. So he goes, that problem solved. That's what's going to happen for the travel rig.
There you go.
Well, it's more immediate, isn't it? You know, the playing field, I think, with this kind of stuff is more immediate versus a modeler. I always feel like that there's a slight latency that you might not even, you definitely can't hear it, but you can feel it. And I think that's kind of what makes a lot of those modelers feel a little bit overly forgiving. Makes them feel kind of a little bit too almost like a compressed feel, I guess. And then when you go back from using those for like a few weeks and you go back to a real amp of any kind or a tube pedal or something, the first thing you notice is how immediate everything feels, right? You feel connected, like right into whatever you're playing through. I think that's the thing that people kind of miss with digital gear and modeling gear.
The whole thing. One thing I will say is that's really cool with the the modeling stuff is using it in 4-cable method with a tube amp. And then you can inject, with a good effects loop, you can inject a clean into, you can make basically a single channel amp, a multi-channel amp, and that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing.
It's cool. It does inject hiss.
I was gonna say,
some of them,
so
that's true.
So like the A to D, D to A conversion on the front end.
On the front end,
it does inject a bunch of hiss in front of the amp.
Yeah, they will do it.
It's not. If you just have it in a loop, you're cool. But if you're gonna do the 4-cable, it's gonna do it.
Yeah.
You're gonna add a wireless on top of that. It's gonna even add more.
It's true.
So
especially
I mean, there's. Yeah, that's the way it is.
Well, hey, I got one real quick since we're talking about this.
Yeah, go, man. This is just open.
Dave is always good. Dave's good to pick about stuff like this. So, I went down the loop switcher rabbit hole recently, and I've never used one of those before. And holy crap, they're awesome.
Yeah.
So, man, those are great. Holy crap! So I got the Boss one first.
Yeah.
I ended up not liking it. It was a little noisy. And then
is that like the ES5 or whatever it is?
ES5, I believe. Yeah.
It's not really noisy if you get all the grounding right and everything. It's not really noisy. But yeah, okay. And then what?
I had a look. And then I went to the Fender switchboard, which is made by RJM. And that thing's amazing. I mean, I've only tried the 2 so far, but the Fender switchboard is great.
Yeah, the switchboard is a dumbed down PBC 6 from RJM, and the after using the PBC 6 though, the dumbed down part of it is completely utterly baffling to me, and I find it completely impossible to use.
Really?
So I use an editor with the PBC 6 mostly, and I find it much more intuitive, the PBC6 than the switchboard. Actually, they almost, I don't know. I mean, yes, it works basically exactly the same if you can figure out how to use it. But I had one rig I was putting together with that, and we started to use it. And I'm like, no, this guy is not going to be able to do this properly quickly.
Well, it doesn't have a lot of. You've only got a few options.
Yeah,
like
it's just
the routing.
Yeah, I just.
Does it have an editing software?
No, not for that Fender.
No. Oh, okay.
It's pretty
simple. Because that kind of thing nowadays, I feel like it's kind of that really makes life easier if you've got like an editing software that you can just throw on the laptop or something.
Correct, and that makes it easy. And they kind of neutered it for the Fender thing to keep the price down and stuff. And
that's cheap.
How many loops? How many loops does it have in it?
5, I believe 5. But it's so cool because it's like
6. Yeah,
I love the fact that you can change. So like with the Unholy Grail, like the 2-button foot switch it has, it goes to a clean, then it goes to your dirty, and then you got the gain boost, and you can control the whole amp with that loop switcher and route. Like endless options with delays and all
man. This stuff's been around since like 19.
It's just is it using relays?
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, relays to switch to do the amp switching, but it uses it's a switching matrix chip that they use in that. It's not using because you can change order of effects and stuff.
Yeah, they're cool, man. Definitely fun to play around with.
Yeah, Dave, I'm curious. What was the first like switching system that you ever did for a pro rig, like with like a like what I would call like a sort of like a Bradshaw type style kind of.
Well, it probably was something with that Bradshaw had made first, and then it was the Rocktron Bradshaw that was out in the early RSB 18 switcher and stuff that it came out through Rocktron. That was the early days, and then came about Digital Music Corporation or Voodoo Lab came about their GCX switchers.
Yeah.
Then we switched mostly to the GCX switchers because they were pure relays and there was no tonal change or anything,
Yeah.
And that worked really well. We would modify the shit out of those switchers all the time. It would be like, because every loop you had to patch together, right? So it was designed and every loop was isolated from each other. So it was designed to be able to do a whole bunch of different things with, which is cool, but it's also a pain in the ass when you're doing a rig and jacks get dirty after a while and things like that. So we would all the in and outs we would normal inside with bus wire and stuff. We'd modify the switchers endlessly for rigs. But they were great. They were pure. I mean, it would work great as long as you knew what you were doing with them all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when those got really popular around like, what was it? Was it like late 90s?
Yeah, in the 90s, but I mean, they were still popular into 2000s. And
because
that's all that existed.
Yeah. Like at that time, I remember like a lot of guys here in the UK were running rack rigs and stuff like that, and they had the GCXs and all that kind of stuff. And at the time, I had the Bradshaw stuff. I had the what's the switcher, the RS10.
Yeah.
The other one they did, like the silver
RS
one, the Mark II.
Oh, the smaller one.
Yeah, the smaller one. Yeah, I had
RS. Was it RS5 or something
I think it was an RS10 Mark II. I think it was.
Oh yeah, well RS10 was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. It was cool. I remember it was built like a tank, and like I had the 4x4 or switcher that they did at the time, and their line mixer and stuff. But I remember it was like that. That was kind of like it only had 4 loops, but it was normalized between the loops, and you could.
Oh yeah, it was a 4x4 switcher that you had. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
The RS10 was super cool. I mean, the original RS10s, because it had 10 instant access switches and then 4 presets per bank.
Yeah.
And still to this day, I really love to set up rigs that way because instant access switches are all, man, because it's just like a virtual pedal board in front of you. You know, you just stomp on whatever you want. If you want to put in your preset, it takes 2 seconds to do that. It just, you're never like looking for another page to go to have, you know, to find the effects and the loops and stuff. And, you know, once you're tied into like a preset and then you're looking for something, you can't just like quickly push something on, you know, without the instant access stuff. And
yeah, it's really great to have it. That one I had, it was either like it was either completely instant access or you had a button to switch the mode, and then you had presets.
Yeah,
so,
that was the Mark
II.
Yeah,
cool for that. Yeah, the Mark II was fun for that kind of thing, but you do kind of miss having the one row of presets, one row of the instants.
Yeah, that's cool. I still like it that way.
Yeah,
I think a lot of the MIDI. I think a lot of the MIDI controllers have gone the way of like modelers and gotten so complicated now. They don't need to be that complicated.
No, just keep it simple.
It doesn't need to. Yeah,
I've got a lot of respect for rig builders, man. It's, you know, I think that's harder than modding an amp, really.
Yeah.
Well, the fun part about that, or the not fun part about that, is here's all my shit I want to use.
Yeah.
Not all of it will play nicely with each other.
Exactly.
And what experience is what really makes you good at that point, because you know stupid things. Like it used to be, so a couple offending pieces I remember. So we used to use the Hughes and Kettner rotospheres a lot. It was like a rotary speaker thing. Still sound great.
Yeah, cool pedal.
But they were 12 volt AC is the power supply.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, but the very interesting thing about it is generally in racks that we built that had 9 volt AC power supplies and different things like that, because they were prevalent, we would build custom power supplies with toroid transformers in them that would supply the power down to the unit. Well, the Hughes and Kettner would not, it hated toroids.
It's weird, right?
I don't know why exactly.
Interesting.
But it caused all sorts of noise. It never worked right. It should work. I don't know why. You had to use an EI core transformer with it. And then, of course, an EI core transformer has a field hum. And so where do you put this EI core transformer? And the same thing went for the original whammy pedals. They were 9 volt AC. And the same problem with those. You could not use a toroid to power them. And it was a weird thing. It was just like quirky. There were some quirky, weird things that you found over the years that you're like, oh yeah, I got to do this. Okay. And then another thing I've learned, don't try to skimp on your rig, meaning do it the right way. Don't think you can do it another way, because it will always be wrong and won't work. You'll never get it to work right. Oh, I could do that. I could share the power with this. No, don't do that.
Right.
You got to do it. I always tell people, do it the right way, pay the money, do it the right way, and it'll be perfect.
Yeah.
But,
would you still extensively make use of isolation transformers, audio?
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Like hum eliminator type thing. So is anyone doing a rack mount version of those still? Because I've got an old EbTech hum eliminator, the rack one.
That worked great. That worked really well.
I use it in my desk here.
I don't know if anyone else is doing that right now.
Because otherwise you just have to buy a whole lot of separate ones and have them kind of.
I think if Laley is listening, I think you guys should do it.
Yeah,
it would cost a fortune, but
it'd be good quality.
The Laley transformers that they use are amazing. They sound great. So
I just got one of those. I just got is it the P-Split 3?
Oh, yeah, all the P-Split stuff's great. Even their little ISO box that they have, a little tiny baby box they have that is really cool.
Yeah, Well, I think that's what's in the P split, isn't it? Like, because you get the other options as well.
Yeah, you can buy the raw transformers and make your own things too. I bought some directly from them to do some custom things with, and they're really good transformers. Mu metal shielded, really beefy. Good stuff. All the Lely stuff is actually good stuff.
Yeah, I bought one like after you recommended it the other month when we were talking, when Shea was talking about the 4 cable method thing.
Oh yeah.
I bought one, and I didn't get around to actually trying it yet, but I'm interested to see what difference it actually will make. P
split is a really good utilitarian box too, so you can do it for a variety of things because it's got phase reverse on it and ISO, and
can you reamp? I was just looking at the comment here that I highlighted. Can you reamp with that box?
You technically can, because you just stick that on the output of your converter, and stick it in line, and it's a 1-to-1 transformer, but it gives you ground isolation, so you won't get any of the crap that you're getting. So it'll work. Yeah, it'll totally work. You just got to get the level right into the amp.
Level right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
but you can do that.
Expensive, but like, you know what? When you actually look at the cost of like actually really good transformers to make, they're really expensive.
Yeah.
And with those you get like a nice enclosure, a nice little chassis and everything with them. So I was just like, fuck it, I'm not making my own when I can just buy a good one.
Yeah.
Don't skimp.
Yeah.
Don't skimp. Yeah.
No, the boxes for now, that's for sure. We've got a couple of super chats here that I need to get to.
Yeah, hit them.
While we're engaging with everybody. Dave, Tommy Falkinson gave you praise in an interview. Tone Talk could be cool, yeah? He said he'd like to have a chat with you.
Yeah, thanks, I'd be into that if you know how to get in touch with him.
Very cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Send you an email, Dave.
That'd be a good one.
Or give me his email. I mean, I don't know how to get in touch with him.
I would do it.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
While they're doing it on Tone Talk, or we could get him on here.
Yeah,
there's an idea.
Yeah.
We can throw more people in here.
Can we get a fifth box up to the screen?
I honestly thought, I was like, man, this would have been a great opportunity to invite James Brown into here when we go over the VTM stuff, because I mean, he made it. So
yeah, it would have been.
Yeah.
Well, we could do that. I mean, if we want to get into the amp design, like,
it might be fun with some amp designer guys or some modders or something to have them come into here, even, it'd be cool.
Let us know what you think, guys, in the comments. I reckon that'd be pretty cool.
We can get a fifth guy in the screen. We'll just have to shut up. We'll have to shut up a little bit.
Yeah,
talk.
It's no problem at all. We could do that. The other John Brown, you're a bunch of legends. Thanks, dude.
Thanks, man.
Some more than others, maybe.
You're a speaker legend.
That's right.
Yeah,
you are a speaker legend. If anyone's checked out his the other John Brown's YouTube channel, if you haven't, go and have a look and give him a sub.
He like really deep dives.
Yeah, he's got some good stuff, man. Randall Smith has been dropping some sweet knowledge too on YouTube.
Man, I love his podcast thing that he does. His videos.
Yeah, he's been dropping some good stuff that I didn't even know about, vintage 30s and stuff. I mean, I love speaker stuff too.
I love it.
I haven't watched too many of those.
I haven't watched one yet. I don't know why.
Oh man,
they're really entertaining. He's like really fun.
I need to watch it.
I love that he talks about business, and so of course, I love that. So yeah, he's a good.
I think the only one I watched, because a couple of guys messaged me a link to the episode that he did. Yes, which came out. We did our stream. This one. Where we did the SLO and the rectifier and the 5150, and like 3 days later he dropped that video, and I don't know, it's a complete coincidence probably. Maybe. And a few of the guys messaged me and said, "Oh man, you got to check this fucking video out." So I did watch it, and he was pretty open, I thought, about where that design came from.
Oh yeah.
And he actually mentioned, if anyone hasn't seen it, he basically said that they had some mic modded Marshalls.
Yeah.
So Yeah. I'm assuming they had an SLO100 as well. He didn't really mention that. I think he just talked more about the modded Marshalls that they had there that Soldano had modded.
Yeah, it's cool. He's got some good info. But yeah.
There's a question here for you and me, Shay. There's a Club Secret 25. That's not a 25 watt amp, by the way, guys. That's 2025.
Yeah.
Nice confusing title. For sale in Melbourne. Yes, I've seen that. I saw it come up on Facebook Marketplace last week. How many of these were built? 10.
10.
8 in the US and 2 in Australia.
I built 8. Jason built 2.
Basically. All the boards are populated here.
Yep. It all worked out really.
The labor
really
was
easy.
fair.
So I was like,
I gave you, although that was, I will say that was, that, you know, like when you build your own stuff, you just want to you want to do it all yourself, right? Because when we populated the boards here and sent them over to Shay, and if there was any issue with any of the amps, he's like, "What's wrong with your fucking board, man?"
Yeah.
And did you say back, what's wrong with your soldering?
We had a couple chats.
Yeah, like turn on your scope, man, and fix it yourself. Anyway, it's all fine. No, it was laugh, mate. I loved it. It's good fun. Anyway, yeah, those amps, man, there were 10. We actually started chatting about Club Secret last week, didn't we, Shay?
Oh yeah, I've been
trying to cooking up a plan.
Yeah,
time for another one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. What else we got in the chat here, guys? Before we get into this, before we get into the guts of it, the Phil X20, the knobs are matching his pedal. Is that right, Dave?
Yeah. It's funny. Last year, I went up to Chris Fantassel, who is one of the owners of J Rocket Pedals, and I went, "I'm stealing your look, man."
Yeah,
for Phil, and I knew he was going to be completely fine with it, and he goes, "That's great. Let's do co-promotion."
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they look great. They look really cool.
Yeah,
like an old Neve preamp or something, you know.
Yeah,
It's great.
They use those knobs on a couple of their pedals. They use it on this archetype or something. I forgot what it's called. This compressor pedal they haven't. I got one for Sammy Bowler, and we were looking at it. And it looks cool. I just want it because it looks cool.
Yeah,
I don't care what this pedal does. It just looks cool.
It looks cool. I gotta have it.
Yeah,
but I want to look at it. Yeah, Joe. Hey, thanks, man. I saw that come through, so I really appreciate that. Here's a question from Lou. Who's making the best EL34s these days?
Only a couple.
Well, I mean, we use a lot of EL34s.
You do.
So we use PS Vane mostly, and then some JJs. And I gotta say, I've never once in the field on any of the amps we built had a PS Vane fail. Which is, I've never said that about any EL34 we've used ever.
Rock solid.
So
yeah,
that's good.
Are they the red base ones?
That's the same thing.
It's pretty much the same thing.
No,
yeah, the TID
not pretty much the same thing. Other than the red base, it's the same thing.
It's the same.
So
they
this
do
is like a
Shulang,
Chinese.
Yeah. No, no, it's a different EL34.
Or is it its own factory?
Yeah. PS Vane is its own factory.
I've never used them yet, so I've still got like fuckloads of EHs to get through. So like I've just kept buying like loads of those back when there was kind of a bit of a shortage, and I ended up just with stacks of boxes. You know,
those are good too.
Yeah, those were good. Those are good.
Them.
I mean,
they're still great. I mean, I never get failures with them ever.
Yeah, they're solid.
Yeah, and if they do fail, they don't take out sockets, which is nice.
No, unlike the Shugong.
Yeah.
Shigong EO34s, we went through so many things over the years. It's like first it was JJ's, then JJ's had a whole bunch of problems. They were getting crackles in them. They were doing all sorts of weird things and failing.
That's why
we stopped using JJ's. Then we moved to the Shigong from TAD, tested it and everything. And then after a while, it was like, well, it takes out a socket. Awesome. And we got to, I remember having a box from TAD. This tested. These are like thoroughly tested, supposedly. I remember having a box, and I was like, you put them in the amp, and then you tap each tube with a screwdriver, right? While it's on. And like, I remember this particular amp, I put the tubes in, I just tap one tube, it would short. Wow. It's like, okay, put some more in. Tap another tube, it's shorted.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I had the same thing like a week ago with those. Yeah. Exactly the same. You only have to like barely even tap on one of them things and just bang, it just goes.
Bruce Egnator said the same thing years ago. Like years ago, he goes, "Yeah, I would tap them, and they just short." Yeah. And he told the company that at the time, or I think it was Ruby at the time, and they're like, "Don't tap it." What?
Okay.
Be moving around. Yeah, you know, these things are supposed to.
He goes, no, I mean, like literally, the people, you know, you always see people when you tell them to tap on tubes and they're barely tapping on them, you know, like barely touching them, and I'm like, no, take a pen, just take a pen and smack them, or smack them, or the back of a screwdriver. We know how hard to hit them, but I mean, you know, yes, you can break them, but oftentimes when you're doing that, you'll also find a weak glass in one of them. Occasionally, like you'll tap on the top and all of a sudden the top will break, but it's like kind of a weak glass. And then you're like, well, I'm glad I did that. So
it's going to happen anyway, right?
It's going to crack anyway and going to be a white top.
Yeah. I don't know why they do. I don't know why they short inside. I don't know if it's the, I don't know if there's something in the plate structure that's not strong with them or what.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's happened to me so many times with those. And
that's
it's
a non-use.
It's annoying because I like the sound of them. But you know, if they're not reliable all the time, then it's kind of a waste of money buying them.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, JJ's have been okay recently, but I've still had some failures with them. So, you know, I only use those in 2 amps, and just because I liked them slightly more, and I could.
Yeah.
In those particular amps, you know, and then just. But I've had more failures with those than I've had anything with PS Vane. So,
yeah, I've got to check out the PS Vane ones.
Yeah, they're good.
After I've used up my stash of whatever I've got lying around.
I've just started getting, I think, Shea, you put me onto this, and it might have come from Kyle at KSR originally, but just buying boxes from TAD. So I'm using those red base. You know, you buy boxes of 50 and or whatever, right? And they all match, right? So you get 50 EL34s in a box, every single one.
It's the same match.
It's a matched 50, you know what I mean? Like, you could use them in one of those amps we were talking about before.
We used to do that when we had the Shigongs. We used to get them from TAD.
Yeah.
Of course, that didn't mean shit for the testing. Because I could short the whole box if I tapped them.
Yeah,
I didn't have any. Recently we didn't have any issues at all with our TAD order, and we went through boxes.
No, that's PS.
Yeah,
that's how they are.
Yeah, they're great. They're all, everyone's solid. And what about the select this preamp tubes, the 12AX7AC selects or whatever? Are they PS Vanes?
You know what? I can't keep track of how fucking TAD labels all their preamp tubes. It drives me insane. I'm like looking at it going, is that tube or is that tube? Yeah. I don't know.
Which is it? But if it's a Chinese select, that would it be a PS Vane? I mean, is
I know they have one that's a PS Vane. Yeah, and those actually all the issues that they had when they first came out have been all corrected now. And so all the ones we're using have been really good. And actually, to be honest, they're quite low microphonic too. I still don't use them in the first slots, but they're quite low microphonic. But I do like how they sound because compared to a Shugong 12AX7, they're just a little smoother with a little less hair on it, and it's open and real open sounding, but a little less hair, almost like a vintage preamp tube has. You know, like
I agree with you.
Quite have the hair, and they sound cool. I mean, I'll like A/B them in amps that I'm doing, and I'm like, okay, let's try this. Let's try the Shugongs, and I'm like, fuck, I like these almost every time better. So I'm like, cool.
That's great.
They're working well now. So we buy a lot of them. So I mean,
I'll have to stock up on them.
Again, we would know. As long as it's not older batches that you might be getting. So that's the only, I don't know. The latest batches we've had for a while now have been fantastic.
I got some of the early ones and they were really low gain if you put them on a tester. But
what's low?
80. They were in like the 80s, 83.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
JJ's usually about like 100.
Yeah, that's true. But like if you look at Shugong is anywhere from 85 to 95.
Yeah, most of my JJs are usually like 110, 113 or something like that. You know,
you're Chinese.
Fuck, it's great. No, JJ.
Oh yeah, JJs are.
JJs are nice and gainy, but but they don't work for everything. You know, they're great, but you know, everything like this has got its place. You know, some amps just sound better with other things.
I just use them for a clean channel now, so it worked out. It worked out still.
Yeah.
Having a box of 100 tubes that you can't use is, you know, who wants that?
Yeah, you got to find a use for them somewhere.
Yeah,
clean channels, man.
Yeah.
Some love here for the Unholy Grail show. So I don't know if you know who that is, but someone recently acquired one.
Thanks, brother.
Nice. I love the way that thing looks.
Yeah, thanks.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really, really cool.
I wish you could play one, man.
I would love to.
Fun.
Don't get me wrong. It doesn't just look good; it sounds killer as well. You know, but it's cool that it has the really cool look to it.
You need to send one over, man.
I do.
I'm just looking through the chat here before we get into the. Anything else in the chat that anyone's seen we want to hit before we go to the?
Somebody said something about
Dr. Dan.
Hey, Dr. Dan.
Hey, Dr. Dan. How are you, man?
Dan.
What's happening?
Yeah, what's happening? Did you take a break from amps for a little while? I think you might be back into it now. Looking at your social media. VTM 60 is an animal and was way ahead of its time. I repaired one a couple of weeks ago, and I have to say, without question of a doubt, definitely still has an awesome tone. Yeah, man.
If you hit this, if you put the switches in the right spot,
well, we're gonna find out about that, right?
I like boosted.
Terrible design feature, man. Those little mini switches.
Oh, well, if they were clear, it would be good, but I don't think all of the choices on the switches were the best choices. That's the problem.
No,
the presence. Well, we'll get into this.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun deep dive.
The good and the bad, right?
Shea, are you open? Are you open for repairs, man? Someone here, early super lead with a loud hum.
I don't really do repairs. No, sorry.
I hear you. I'm very, very selective with repairs now. I only basically take in old Marshalls because I just like to, keep them alive. And I take in anything that comes in from Friedman, which is like maybe twice a year, hardly ever.
Mm-hmm.
But if Dave's got an issue, I'll always say yes. Other than that, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
No,
Kevin Silva at Uncle Albert's in Indianapolis. I know he does repairs. I think there's another company up there. That guy, Jamie Stevens, when he was around here, he took an amp somewhere. I forget the name of it. But there's a couple good spots up in Indianapolis right now that are doing repairs. So I'd look for that.
Yeah, I do a lot of repairs still.
Yeah.
But certain things I'll turn down.
Yeah.
For some people. It's like,
yeah. Well, I mean, if someone
bring me
says
a
to
solid state amp, no, take it away. Not doing it.
someone says to me, I've got a TSL,
Black Star.
with a whatever, and I'm
Although
like,
I did one of those recently.
Really?
Which
Luckily,
one
it was
was it, Dave? Which one?
honestly, I don't think it was anything. It seemed to work in the end. But the interesting thing,
yeah,
the oddest fucking weirdness about a Black Star is, about the input jack thing?
Yeah.
no, what's that?
So if you unplug the input jack, right, it puts the bias of the amp at like it's off.
What?
It like standbys the amp, so to speak.
Oh,
Whoa!
But it literally, if you look at the bias, it'll be reading like negative 100 volts or something.
What?
Yeah.
You plug the input jack in, and then it's where you set the bias.
that's kind of
Why?
And the whole amp doesn't work unless you have an input cable in the front of the amp. So I originally found, I forgot about this,
Crazy
but
annoying
I
for
had
repairs.
found, I had found this out from another guy who was like, I'm trying to use the return of my Black Star for a power amp,
Right.
and it wasn't working. And then I remember this, and then we finally figured out it was like you had to put a dummy plug in the input or something to make it work, right? And then it like dawned on me when I'm working on this amp. I'm like going, why isn't this working? Okay. And then it dawned on me. I'm like, wait a minute, input jack. Oh, there's the bias. Okay, great.
yeah.
I
so,
think there was just a preamp tube that was dead in this amp, so it worked out okay.
do you know which model that was? Which
Series
one?
150 watt.
I've only worked on the artisan models. The ones.
It's like
that
a 3-channel thing. It sounded okay, actually. It wasn't awful.
Yeah.
I was like, and then directly right after that, I got to work on a JCM900.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I'm like going, man, the Black Star sure sounds better than this.
Yeah.
Which 900, Dave? Was it the good old?
Not the dual reverb, the other one.
Yeah.
And then to top it off, the same person gave me, and it's a client of mine, so I had to do these. That was easy fix. That was a dead tube, no big deal. Sounded like shit though. But then he gave me an older DSL, not one of the newer ones, and I'm like, okay. It was missing a fuse cap. Then I had to replace the whole fuse holder in the end. And after I did that, okay, that's up and running. And then I'm like moving the pots and realized that 3 of the pots on the front panel would spin completely around, like continuously. I'm like going, I thought I was going to be done. Now I got to order 3 pots for this thing.
Yeah. They're not the most fun things to desolder.
Well, it's not too bad. At least that front board just flips up and comes off, and it won't be that bad. But on the old one, on the newer one, the whole board has to come out. So
I'm wanting a few of those.
Fun. So here's I'm going to hit this question before we get into this VTM conversation, because this is exactly the kind of question that should be coming to this panel. Audio 96616 says, best way to tame oscillations in a 5-stage setup. What do you guys prefer? Plate to cathode caps, plate to grid caps seem to be neutering the tone for me.
Lots of shielded wire, knowing where to place things, and sometimes metal shields around certain things like input jack, or I know, Dan, I've seen stuff you've done where it's like shielding around there with a little, the greatest thing ever is you take a metal ruler, right?
Yeah.
And you attach a clip lead to it and clip it to the chassis, right? So it's grounded.
Yeah.
And you can just like put it towards the amp in areas, and just move it around, and you'll see it's like, oh, wait, right there. There we go. The oscillation's gone. Okay. I need to put a shield there.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's weird because in some amps, you know, you'll find that coupling is all over the place. Random kind of coupling happening in different positions and stuff. The trouble is you can't put shields everywhere. So it's kind of like the trick is you kind of want to keep it, you know, minimal, like just find exactly where you've got oscillations and break the oscillation, you know. But ultimately, you know, you kind of want to work out why you've got oscillations, because you might not have it because of placement.
Exactly.
Sometimes it will be placement. Sometimes it could be that you've got a piss poor grounding system. You know, if your grounding isn't good and you've got all kinds of nodes further down the amp that are connected to near input nodes, and your grounding, you've created basically a feedback loop. You know, you've created an oscillator by nature. So, you know, that's something that you want to make sure, you know, you kind of really systematically work out your grounding, because if you're doing anything more than 3 gain stages, 4 gain stages, you might get away with kind of iffy grounding. You might get away with it if you then stick a few plate caps here and there and some shields. But then if you go beyond 4 stages, you know, if your grounding isn't, you know, shit hot, it's gonna be way easier to introduce, you know, oscillations and problems in there. So you know, that's something.
It's the 3 things, isn't it? You know, DC heaters, shielded wire, grounding,
signal path. Don't
exactly.
crisscross things. Sometimes you have to move the EQ off the board and put it on the pots. And then run a shielded wire to the EQ, you know, to keep, you know, sometimes crosstalk and different things. You know, there's crosstalk, which is a whole nother problem, especially in 5 stages.
I mean, I suppose if you think about it, think also with your layout. Think about it almost like when you look at a schematic and you look at it from start to finish. Like, you don't necessarily want to have something that's down the signal path anywhere near the beginning, right? You know, if you're really stuck for space, I mean, which I've been in many amps, then you do sometimes have to put things where you don't want them to be located just because there's nowhere else to put them. But then you're going to have to build shields around them. You're going to have to really make sure that grounding and all the rest of the layout and the lead dress is really optimized. So, you know, if you work on all that other stuff, you probably end up needing a lot less of those plate to grid or plate to cathode caps. You know, they're not really doing the exact same thing, you know, when you look at a plate to grid cap versus a plate to cathode cap. You know, but they both have their own kind of uses, and you know, you don't necessarily have to do the whole plate to grid thing. You can also put, you know, from the signal path to ground at any point along the circuit, really. You know, you just have to find where you're having those problems where, you know, the oscillations kind of.
So sometimes you can fix things with a very small input grid to plate cap, meaning like 8 picofarad or 10 picofarad, really tiny, where it's not affecting the tone too much, but it'll fix the little oscillation you might have. It might, you know. Sometimes you know, if you need the band-aid, that will work. That won't cause too much detriment to the tone. You start getting it too big, though, it'll totally fuck the tone.
That's the hard part when you're you know, using all those caps, is like you don't want to neuter the tone.
You've got to kind of figure out, do I want to use a lot of small caps throughout, or do I want to use one big one in a key position, you know? And maybe you can incorporate it as a voicing thing too, but yeah, I mean, the other thing also, you got to have thought about, like, is the circuit actually too gainy?
Exactly.
Because then you can't put enough caps. It doesn't matter if you put like a fucking huge cap to ground, or like on that stage, it's still not going to fix it. It's just going to sound like it's like someone talking with their hand over their mouth. You know, it's that kind of effect on the tone. It's just going to blanket the cap. So you really got to figure out, like, is one stage just way too hot? If it is, you're going to have to kind of work out ways to spread that across those 5 stages.
Right.
100%. I mean, that's exactly the next thing I was going to say, right? Like, if with a 5-stage design, you need to be very mindful of the amount of gain that you're building up. right,
Yeah.
across those stages.
Big
Because
time.
if it's too hot, it's just
Yeah.
gonna go off the ledge, right? And all you're doing with the caps is you're just trying to push down that frequency that happens to be oscillating.
Yeah.
And it's like whack-a-mole, right? Because you get one, and then there's probably going to be another one that pops somewhere else. And at the end of the day, it's just because you're running the thing too hot.
Yeah.
Someone else,
if you got enough gain, drop a little gain too. I mean, you can drop
some
a little
gain, man. I mean, 5 stages, you're going to have a lot, right? You got a lot to play with.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be neutering some, because 5 stages full out is not. It's just dumb.
It's just.
I mean, you gotta have a weak stage in there somewhere. You know what I mean?
You have to, man.
Whether it's your
something
30K, 39K Soldano stage, or your whatever.
Yeah, throw a cold clipper in there and then beef up one of the other stages. Maybe
you could have local negative feedback on one of the stages. With your interstage dividers, dump the signal down. Someone else suggested here, which is another good suggestion. Look at your grid stoppers.
Yeah. Grid stoppers will help. I mean, you got to be a little bit careful with that, because that's also a feel thing as well.
Yeah.
That to me that's something I would probably use to shape the feel. And
that's right.
Yeah, I mean, you can use those it will technically take off some of the top end ringing, but I don't think it's not necessarily going to fix it if the design isn't sound. That's the thing. You've really got to work out like what you're trying to achieve with the 5-stage thing. If you just take 4 stages and think, I'm just going to add more gain to it, and just throw kind of a generic kind of gain stage in there, it's probably going to fall apart. You're going to have to really work out what you want every stage to do.
Yeah.
It's all the things. It's all the things.
5 stages is complex. You maybe start with 4, nail it with 4, and then work out, going beyond if you need it.
Listen, the old Langer mods 5 stages.
Yeah,
yeah,
and they're kind of relatively. They're kind of a little bit neutered between the stages.
Yeah, totally neutered. Yeah, because it's like it's
470K, 68.
It's like a big resistor and then a small resistor to ground. I mean, like between like almost most of the stages, and
100%. Yeah, and and those things even neutered, like with those group
shit ton of gain.
But they still oscillate. You can't get the gain put on a Langer mod like very high before it starts to squeal and feedback, and starts to get that blocking distortion.
Yeah.
What's the
my buddy Dave Hopkins? He bought one time, and he called me and he goes, "Man, it sounds like there's an airplane taking off when you start this."
Yeah,
man.
Is it the noise floor?
Yeah, he said it was really noisy. But it had a lot. I mean, it was modded to hell, had tons of gain.
Yeah.
Who's seen this? Who's seen this before?
Many times.
Post phase inverter master stuck right by the input jack. That's what you're saying before, Dan, about the.
It is a no.
This is like something every time I see it, like someone makes an amp and they get all the wiring nice and neat and everything, and they put it in the input hole, and it's just fuck no. Keep that thing I've been asked to do this. I've been asked to do this many times. I just say no. No, I'm not putting it there.
No, I mean, put a cage around the input jack. I mean, if you're gonna do it,
if you shield the hell out of it, but I mean, then it's like.
How about you just move the presence to the back of the amp and stick it over there?
Yeah, exactly. I usually end up sticking it in the lamp hole, and.
Or that.
Yeah, I just move the lamp over or something, and it looks all right. But
easiest place is to just take one of the speaker jacks out, and then you don't have to drill.
Yeah, that works. Or even if you work on the 1959 hand wires, they've actually got a hole on in the chassis all ready to go. You've just got to pop the panel through with
It's true, man.
Great.
It's just got the plexi cover, hasn't it? Plexi.
Yeah, it's great. It's awesome, and they've got another tube drilled, ready to go. So you want to do high gain mods to it. You've already got one chassis hole ready for a 12X7.
Love that, man. Those
great.
Like the late JMP, like the late 70s stuff. Some of the mid 70s, like where the speaker jacks are, how there's like 2 extra holes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Perfect. Love those, man. Just throw in the loop right there.
Yeah, that's on the USA models. None of the UK models have got it, which is really shit.
Really?
Yeah, it's only the US models that had it, and yeah, interesting.
Yeah, when people send me those, do you want to mod this? Yep.
Yeah,
for sure.
Right.
Totally. All right.
Let me hit the bathroom. Are we about to go into the
Yeah, well, give me
I
a
want to get
second.
another beer.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll get this thing
I'll
loaded up while you guys are.
There's a couple here. I want to hit a couple. There was a dude that was asking a skeleton key tube question.
Oh, I did see that, man. Let me try and find it. How far up? How far up from the bottom is it?
Let me see it. He was asking about preamp tubes, I think. First position JJ, second position JJ. The next two Chinese, probably. That's what some of those amps just had all JJs, and that works good too. So, but preferably first two JJ and then Chinese on the other ones. Yeah, we got
I can't do JJs in the cathode follower. I just fucking hate the sound.
Yeah,
not for me.
Sometimes it works. Let's see. Yeah,
Dave Hopkins. Speaking of Dave Hopkins, hey Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Shay was just talking about Langham modded. Was it just a Langham modded Marshall that Dave had?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Dave was asking us, this is an interesting question. A question for each of you. What was your biggest memorable aha moment during your research and development stages? Good one.
I know mine.
Man, there were so many ahas over the years. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of them.
One.
Yeah, there's a lot of ahas. Yeah, I had one yesterday.
And it still happens occasionally, you know?
Yeah. I had one not last week.
I literally had one over the weekend on that JMP that I modded. I was like, oh, okay, right.
I think when you stop having those moments, it's probably time to pack it in and take up a new hobby or something.
Like this one here, better than the uh-ohs.
Yeah, well,
oh man, those
happen
would be
too.
way more entertaining to talk about. I tell you.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyone got any great uh-ohs to mention? Any good ones?
Oh, you know the biggest spec going back to the drilling chassis out.
Yeah, go for it.
I had a couple of uh-ohs with the drill, and I was like, how do I need to try and move? Because I want everything to line up and look beautiful, right? I think one of the ones I had was the first Studio Series Marshall, the baby Plexi.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that the head shells have the lip on it.
Oh no!
You know what I'm going to say, right?
Yeah.
Finished the amp, it's all done, beautiful. Put it in the head shell, and I was like, oh shit! That little mini switch is like right.
Oh no!
So I had to, it's amazing what you can do with a bit of a.
I had one of those recently. The guy asked me to go. He goes, "Can you make it switchable to more of a JTM45 circuit also?" And I'm like, "Yes, but I'll have to do 3 switches probably."
Mm-hmm.
And one does EQ switching for the resistor and the treble cap, right?
Yep.
Well, and technically in that amp, maybe if you get a bigger switch, you could also do the cathode follower cap, the 0.68 that's there. In this particular amp, I just left that. I did the EQ switching, and then the other switch was a 3-position bright switch. So you got the 4700 or 100 picofarad or nothing. So you got some options. And then you had the first cathode, to tie the cathode. And then also change the coupling cap. So that one switch did that stuff.
Yeah.
And the funny thing, that was really fun to hear. Because you could instantly switch things around. It's like, oh, what does the super bass sound like with the super lead EQ? What is the what is okay, you know, then you had, what if I have the big plexi bright cap but on a super bass? Or what if I had the super bass front end with the big plexi bright cap and the lead EQ? And it was really fun. You know, the funny thing you found is that the super bass sounds really cool with the big bright cap, and then you just bring the volume back to like 5 or 6, and it tightens it up like what you'd want more in a lead spec, but it still has a little more body, and it sounds cool that way.
Yeah, it's
likewise,
like
the super bass with the lead EQ sounds cool. So I mean, it was infinitely switchable, and I was like, "This is cool. I like this. This is fun."
It's really cool to have like loads of those kind of things on switches, so you can just experiment with stuff that you wouldn't normally maybe go and hardwire it in, but like having it on a switch, you like really enjoy playing with that stuff. Especially like I've also found in like one amp I did a rotary switch with all the like maybe 5 or 6 different tone stacks. Yeah, and I was amazed at how like some really oddball values actually, like I didn't think they'd all be usable. I thought maybe 2, maybe 3 positions out of the 6 would be cool, but I ended up finding some of the ones that were totally, you know, not what I would have normally picked, ended up being my favorite, just in that particular amp. You know, it's really cool. Kind of
fun.
Takes you in a slightly different direction.
Speaking of that, you know, Tracy Guns brought me an original Frank Levi modded amp to look at.
Oh, yeah.
I think you've seen a picture of it, Jason.
I have seen pictures of that.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, bring it by. I want to check it out. And so it's sort of like the number 34, you know, circuit.
What it looked like
except it doesn't have after the gain pot in that amp, there's a 150K resistor to ground or something. It doesn't have that. Right. So basically it's a 2203 with 2 things changed. So, you know, he puts a 0.1 across the 10K, cathode, second stage cathode.
Yep.
And in this particular amp, he also on the cathode follower on the first stage of that across the 820 ohm, he also put a 0.1.
Oh,
but in true Frank Levi form, he did a hot shield.
I was going to say
input cable, and the resistor is at the input jack, the 68K. So input jack, 68K resistor, hot shield all the way over.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it works. It actually sounds really cool. And I think without that hot shield, it wouldn't.
No, I saw somebody talking about this recently.
You know what? I'd be interested to know like what the. Yeah, I was going to say I'd be interested to know if you took that cable out and measured it from hot to shield to see what capacitance it read. I'd be interested if it's like if it's actually got more capacitance than you'd expect on it.
Maybe. I mean, it wasn't anything special as far as the shielded wire.
Yeah.
You know, I find that lower capacitance wire when you do that hot shield works better generally, but I don't think this was just like some sort of garbage gray something.
Probably like what Marshall used,
kinda. And I normally don't like the 800s and stuff with that hot shield. That when they did that, I kind of hate those because they have this cocked wah thing that bugs me. This amp didn't have that at all, but I think it's the 0.1 caps that kind of take it away from that. So
could be, yeah.
It sounded really cool. It was tight. It was cool. It sounded great.
Any so thinking about your early, particularly this question of Dave's here, right? I'm just gonna maybe rephrase it slightly. Particularly your early years, right? Like when you're kind of like getting your head around this whole thing. I reckon for me, it was probably realizing how different your amp could sound just by playing with the cathode. Resistor or bypass caps, right? That was like, holy shit. That was an aha moment for sure.
I did a lot of that experimenting, early on when I was involved with Bruce Egnator and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I started tweaking things early. So I'm trying to think of like in particular aha moment. And I think there's tons of them. And just like when you're learning, one thing I've come to realize in modern amps, the biggest thing that gets rid of the most noise, in even more so than grounding and stuff. Obviously you have to have good grounding, but is DC heaters.
Yeah.
I mean, like and you see this all the time. Oh, I can get AC heaters perfectly dead quiet. Bullshit.
Yeah.
I think that in a high gain amp, in a high gain amp,
100% with you.
100% bullshit. You can't.
I've been saying it since the beginning.
You can't.
Yeah.
The only way you can get it dead nuts quiet is with DC heaters, at least on the first tube or first two tubes.
They do sound a little different too. I mean, there's that.
Well, if you get the voltage dead nailed on to where you want it to be, it should be pretty similar. But like if you don't design your DC supply very good, if it's not regulated, I mean that's going to be noisier than AC. It's
going to be even noisier. Yeah, even worse.
It's got to be really well regulated. It's got to be stable. It's. I mean, I've like right when I started out in probably 2008, I think I started with this stuff, and I remember between like then up to like 2009, somewhere through there, like I was learning tons of stuff through Mike Fortin, and he was the one who turned me on to DC heaters really right at the beginning of my whole sort of journey in this stuff. And I remember, building the supply completely from scratch and everything, and doing all that kind of stuff. And I just remember the first time I experienced what a difference it made. It was just like, holy fuck. It was just like that. You like once I got it all kind of dialed in, and the amp was,
like, is it on? Is the amp on?
Yeah. You turn it on, it's on standby, and you just don't hear that kind of that.
That's the best feeling.
Like staring into a black hole, right? I love that.
Yeah, but
it's not even on, man.
Yeah, but like also at that point, I kind of like also realized that I learned a little bit along the way with that, because when I started with it, like I say, like I didn't really regulate it very good, and I was thinking, this is shit. This isn't so good. Like I did all this extra work for nothing. And then it was once I regulated it and really filtered it properly, and it was like, oh, that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
Well, so if you don't regulate it, you have to do multiple filter stages.
This is it.
That can work great. I do it in a couple amps. But like if you look at Marshall and stuff, they'll do like 3 filter stages with very small resistors between them.
Yeah,
just
like
knock
those Studio Series amps, they do it that way, don't they?
Yeah.
That Recom supply is great. Use that
Recom
recently.
supply is cool. I mean, the Marshall stuff is the Studio Series amps. It does work cool, but when you add if you add an extra tube in those, right, as we've all done.
Yeah,
it will change the DC supply because it's not regulated.
Yeah,
you pull in more current, so you're going to get more voltage.
Yeah, you got to adjust it.
Yeah, I mean, really, would it have hurt them to put like a 7812 in there or something?
I know.
Like that?
I know.
You know what I mean? Like,
why didn't they?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't. Yeah, I mean, for 1 or 2 tubes, it doesn't even really matter that much if it's heat synced. Well, it's good. It works.
In my Plex amp, I did DC heaters, and I did them unregulated with multiple stages, because I wanted them to drop with the Variac.
There you go. Yeah,
so I couldn't do the standard 12-volt regulated thing.
Sure.
And it wasn't. You just didn't. Yeah, no, that wasn't going to work. And I didn't want to do AC heaters either because it just wouldn't be quiet.
Do you remember that conversation that we had? I remember asking you, it was on the live stream, that would the talk about getting to the weeds, right? Would a heater voltage drop, which we all think is part of the tone, right? Of that,
it is actually, but yeah.
If you're dropping DC heaters versus AC heaters. Is there?
Yeah, is it the same?
Is there a difference in the tone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
In
know.
my
I
experience,
know.
it is. Yeah.
But in the PV, not the PV amps or the Fender amps or one of the amps, they for EVH they deliberately run the heaters on the first stages at a lower voltage.
Yeah.
Because they found that they liked a certain sound of it better.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
What
definitely
we really
sound
need is we really need to experiment and get a switching supply with a pot that can vary the voltage.
That's what I used to do at the beginning.
And then play
dial it in.
and then dial it and then listen to it and see what it does. That would be fun. I haven't done that actually.
If you wire up a
there you go. You could do that too.
Yeah, if you wire up a 317, regulator, you can adjust the output on that one, and you can basically set it where you want it.
100% you could.
Yeah, and you get more current handling with them things too. I think you can run like 10, 12 X7s off one. It's great. It's crazy shit.
There you go. That's another mod to try, man.
Yeah, something else to play with.
The heater mod.
Yeah, the adjustable DC heaters.
Just DC heaters. Oh,
yeah, put it with a control knob on the front of the amp. You know, and,
you don't need any more knobs.
Dan, I think that's in the back, man. You put that one on the back of the amp.
You're gonna have to start putting them in or something.
But I'm a firm believer, like when you're doing mods, especially when you're adding multiple tubes.
Yeah.
Just DC heater it to begin with. It's going to save you a lot of grief.
If I'm doing anything like that, it's always just completely DC heated.
Yeah.
12-volt heaters throughout,
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And those Recom, you mentioned that Recom.
It works good.
Yeah.
Works
man,
great.
you can throw anything at that thing. It's just like, what easily.
I use a similar thing to that. I use a similar thing to the Recon. It's by, I think it's by Meanwell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They make one that's already it's like already completely encapsulated, and it's just got bolts that go through the chassis, and it's got like screw-on terminals. So I just use ferrule crimps, little tubes on the end of the wires, and they go in there, and it's great because then if someone's on tour, if it blows or anything, I can send one, and even a general guitar tech can replace that because it's no soldering involved.
You sure?
No, yeah, it's a cool thing that I like, but yeah, handy.
You've had some fun with some techs over the years. I'm
sure,
so.
That's why I said, you sure about that?
No, I heard. I got it.
Yeah, I did say some techs.
Can you send me a schematic? No.
Oh, I get that from all the amp guys everywhere. I'm like, can I'll tell you what, before I send you the schematic, can you just tell me what's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it does this, and the clean channel is distorted and this and that. Okay, what is it? Yeah, what year? Okay, show me a picture of the board. Oh, yeah, it's bad filter caps.
Yeah.
Change these, you'll be good.
God, that had to have caused you tons of grief.
Don't even fucking, I mean, like, it's, I always say, ARS, the gift that keeps giving.
Oh, man.
I mean, I just did 2 of them recently, like an older amps for people, and I'm like, I'm never going to get through them all.
Those blue caps that are crimped at both ends, Dave. Those are
yeah.
I've changed.
They're fine now. We have no problems with them now.
Yeah,
but fuck.
Yeah, just that one period was.
I know it, man. So let's have a look. I want to bring this up as the we're going to get into this VTM conversation finally.
Yeah, man,
finally.
Just get to it.
Look at that.
Oh yeah,
in all its glory.
Yeah.
What a
My
tank.
back's hurting just looking at it.
Yeah.
I have to say that, the slightly angled up panel was actually a good idea.
Yeah.
Because when you go over back to your amp, you don't have to bend down to like look at, where stuff is or whatever. When it's angled up like that, you're just staring at it. You're like, oh yeah, okay, great. It was actually even how some of this amp was constructed, although it was single-sided PC boards and things like that, which weren't great, but how it was actually constructed, it was like in 3 different boards, and they just all ribbon connected together. Other than a few flaws, how it went together was really easy to work on. Like you could just take one board out and you're just like, oh, here we go. Take the other board out. Here we go. Really simple.
There we go.
Yeah, it's 3 boards. I mean, it's really archaic, right? Or 4 boards. It's really archaic, but you got a power supply board, a power tube board, the center preamp tube board, and the
very
front
modular,
board.
right? Like it's very modular. You can just work on these things.
Probably like if you had a problem at the time, Peavey would just give you another board.
Yeah.
You know, here, oh, you arc the tube socket. Here's a board.
Yeah, that's probably what they were thinking at the time. Just like eliminate as much as possible with the warranty repairs and all that, keep the cost down and find ways to get around it quickly.
But it was simple how it went together. You know, it was.
It's not overcomplicated. I mean, it's.
Has anyone ever modded one of these?
Oh, I did several.
Me too.
They're kind of easy to mod.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're not doing anything insane.
What's the most common thing? Like what?
Well, make it. You can make it more. I mean, for that amp, it was always like make it more Jose. You know, there's a few things you did. You could change a few components and make it almost dead nuts a Jose. I would always leave the power section as it was.
Yep.
And the loop sucks. One of them I actually did a new loop in. But the loop was that typical thing that was available to, or was out there in the world at the time, where it was a passive send.
No.
So it was just 2 resistors that knocked down the level. And then, we know what happens there. It's not buffered. So like if you run too long of a cable or you're running into a lower impedance thing and sucks high end off. And then it would come back in and hit a stage and would boost it up. But this was a typical, archaic early time loop.
Yeah, there wasn't too many like great loops at that point, was there?
No.
Shall we?
Let's go. Let's do it.
I wonder whether we actually start by looking at the power supply. Let's look at the power supply setup in the filtering, and then we can get into the preamp flow and all that good shit.
Okay.
I had a quick look at this last night.
Zoom in more.
How do we
zoom it? This one's real small, isn't it? There we go.
Okay, so tell me if that's kind of coming up.
I can see it. I can see it good.
You just it's not. You slide it to the left.
What do I do with it?
Other way. There you go.
You can probably zoom out just a hair. There you go.
Yeah. So comes in. You have a rectifier.
Right.
Standard,
yeah.
Standard rectifier.
Full bridge rectifier.
Mm-hmm.
So
Marshall values.
Marshall values.
With 220K resistors because there's no center tap.
Okay. Yes, that's right. So no center. So on the center tap on the secondary on the power transformer, right? So that's obviously not one here. So they're using the resistors here to balance the voltage across those caps.
Yep.
No choke.
No choke.
No. Big 400 ohm resistor.
Yep.
400 ohm 10 watt resistor. So is that
Peavey?
That'd be a common mod? Anyone put a choke on a VTM?
Yeah, that's a good move. I mean, it's a different flavor, different kind of feel. It's a little bit more. I kind of feel like it's a bit punchier and a bit more dynamic if you get the choke like in there as opposed to the resistor. But both options are cool. Some amps sound cool with a resistor.
Yep. Screens look pretty standard, Marshall.
Yeah.
Yep. Except they have 220Ks instead of the Marshall, who used 56 originally.
56K. Yeah. Now I didn't have a close look at what was going on down here. I only had a bit of a look at this last night, but does anyone?
I think that had to do.
Is setting up this minus 56K rail here, which I'm assuming is used for bias.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this device, and then it looks like there's the thing that goes to the power light as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got both those kind of happening.
I think some of that has to do with the power light switching, and
Yeah.
seems overly complicated, but
Does seem overly complicated.
but yes, the transformer's coming
That's-
into that, and it's
Yeah.
providing the 56 rail
Alright.
and the power, the switching.
Yeah, and then the bottom one, you've got your heaters, the transformer filament.
Yeah.
You got the 6.3
Yep.
AC
Yeah.
there. That's going across to the where you've got all these jumper, connectors. You have to kind of stare at these and look at which one connects to which pin.
Yeah.
And it looks like they had power transformer models, right? Domestic, which is this guy down the bottom here, and then an export model, which was you're able to flick between 220 and 240.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Pretty standard for the day.
Yeah.
And we can look at the power tubes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's hit the power section.
Is that shall I zoom in a little bit more on these?
Yeah, probably. Unless I'm going to put my glasses on, which you could do.
Small text.
Okay. So these are all the same, right? So I'll just bring them over here. But let's look at this. So 6L6s, we've got 100 ohm, 5 watt
Screen grid.
screen grids, right?
Yeah.
Coming here. So R8, you can see R6 over here.
Yeah.
Pretty low.
Yeah, they run pretty hot.
I think
You know?
isn't there another resistor though? Like
There
a
could be
master.
common
You mean
resistor
like
in
a
there
string-
after
a
the
string-
little string too.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
sure,
let's
though.
go over here.
There might be.
So this
Okay, that
Okay,
feeds off that.
So let's move across to the right a little bit.
B plus. I could be wrong. Where does it come from?
I think it's just coming straight off.
No, it is coming straight off. Look at
You look
that.
at this ribbon
straight off the B
connector
plus,
here.
yeah. Yeah, it
J1
runs
to
pretty-
J3,
Yeah, it runs pretty hot voltage wise.
pin 5 straight onto that.
Yeah.
Never mind.
But it's cool with hundreds on there. It's kind of a little bit more transparent. If you up those, maybe.
Hey, remember Marshall at one point in time shipped amps with nothing.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Yeah, no grid stoppers and no screen grids.
And at the time-
no screen grids.
At the time, the 6L6s that were being put in this amp were Sylvania 6L6s.
Yeah,
So they're
Good
really
times.
good tubes.
yeah. So hundreds on those are pretty fine. I don't know if I do hundreds on current production 6L6s.
Probably not.
I'd probably go up to 470s or even just put a 1K in there. It's all right.
Isn't
So
470 pretty standard for the 6L6? 470 is pretty standard.
470, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So these are definitely running a little bit hotter.
So these grid stoppers here, we're rereading that at 47K, or is it?
You
Yeah.
are reading that right.
Yeah, they are bigger. They're a bigger grid stopper.
Unusual value.
So, yeah, a little bit of tone shaping happening there. Takes a little bit of the sizzle off the top end.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's noticeable. I think after you get beyond say 10K, I think you can hear it.
I agree.
So yeah, 47K. Obviously, it's just probably just tuned into what was sounding good with that transformer, maybe.
Where you got some protection diodes in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just
they were
flyback
all the rage
diodes,
at that point, weren't they? Like people started putting flyback diodes on the
Mhm.
Yep.
on the power tube sockets and
So-
stuff.
Okay, this is 1987, right? This is I just saw somewhere on there. Okay, was Van Halen involved with this amp at all,
No.
or was that afterwards? Okay.
No, that was
Yeah,
after.
I think this
Okay.
was before him. Yeah. if I'm not mistaken, this was the thing that I know that there was sort of a story that the two Jose mods that were done for the guys in the band Keel, Mark Ferrari and Brian J. They got approached by Peavey and got an endorsement after they'd been using Jose's and everything.
And these are also used by Adrian Vandenberg too.
Yeah, exactly. So, and he's another Jose guy, right? So
originally,
yeah.
I love that guitar he had back in the day.
That guitar is awesome, by the way.
Right? I had one, dude. I'm so bummed I sold it. I had the pink one from the original.
They've just reissued it.
I know they reissued it, and they're cool,
one, right? Yeah, it's like handmade and like probably like $3,000 or $4,000, something like that.
I worked at a pawn shop back in the day, and it came through, and I was like, "That's mine. I'm taking that."
I remember like they still made a model that had the same body shape as that, or at least similar. I think it was called a Peavey EXP, and it had this like abalone binding all around the body and everything. This was like 2000 era, but I never actually sort of played one of the originals. You know, the Vandenbergs.
It played insane. It played so good. It's funny too. Those, not to get off track too much, but those USA Peavey guitars from the 80s might be like still the best value guitar. Like they're incredible.
Yeah,
for like less than $500, $600.
I mean, all those Peavey guitars actually that were made, even the ugly ones, Tracer. Like the T6, whatever, T60 and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The quality of them was amazing.
Amazing quality.
I mean, they were really good, solid instruments. If you could modify them or do something to them, you'd get a great guitar out of it.
Yeah.
Looked a little weird, but
yeah. The Tracer is pretty cool, but sorry, not to get off track here.
So this speaker jacks are really interesting on this.
I'm just looking at those, Dave.
They were very complicated in the switching.
Code, what the hell's going on there?
Yeah.
It was neat how it worked. I'm not looking at one because I don't quite remember exactly. But if you start looking at this, so if you plugged in one cabinet to say the top jack, right?
Yep.
So that is going to the switched part of this other jack and going to the 16 ohm tap, right?
Yeah.
So if you plugged two 16 ohm cabs into the top two jacks, right?
Yeah.
Then the second jack switches the tap.
I can see it. Yeah.
And then that, if you follow the signal path, is going to the 8 ohm. And then I think, is there a 4 ohm or something? There's a 4 ohm. It's hard to read. It's hard to read what it is, and then if you plug more, like if you plug a third and fourth, let's say if you plugged 4 cabinets in, right, you'd have it in the 4 ohm. It was a bizarre how it worked, but it worked pretty cool, actually.
It's pretty clever, actually, isn't it?
It was really clever.
Yeah.
But then you're relying on that jack normaling, which I don't really love the idea of.
Yeah, I was going to say you're really hoping that they're using good jack sockets at that point, right? Something that's really got a quality, switch connection on it.
Yeah.
You don't really want to be fucking about with.
You're kind of also assuming. You're kind of assuming that everyone's using 16 ohm cabs too, aren't you? Like.
Probably.
Well, I mean, it was Peavey amp to be with a Peavey cab, so it was a 16 ohm cab. So whatever.
At that time, most were though.
I mean, most people don't know what.
Well, if you had one, if you had a single 8 ohm cabinet though, and you plugged into, but look, if you had a single 8 ohm cabinet and plugged into the second speaker jack, it would then still go to the 8 ohm.
Yeah.
So. Look, people have a problem these days figuring out if you give them 5 speaker jacks, they're baffled.
This is what I'm saying, man. This is like almost foolproof,
with what to do. No, this is actually maybe more complicated than what we have today. But then again, I do believe that people might have been smarter then.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is what I've seen for working
Dave.
for working years in this business from 1988 on. I don't think anyone's gotten smarter. I'm sorry, I don't. I mean, I've done customer service and stuff for a million years, and it doesn't seem like people have gotten smarter. It seems quite the opposite.
Sadly true.
It's sadly true.
I mean,
you're reminding me of a
not,
movie.
I mean, just the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then what? You got a heater, a hum balance?
Hum balance. So
Yeah,
just before we move off the speaker jack. So negative feedback off the 8 ohm tap.
Yeah.
Looks like it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think
when I worked on it, it was
no, it changes. I think, doesn't it? No, it's up
hard.
to 8 ohm.
It's off the tap, hard off the tap there.
It's all hard off the tap.
Yeah.
White. This guy here, right here. Where's my pointer?
Yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
So that's hard on a tap.
Yep.
Yeah. Negative feedback here.
Yeah.
And I think as you say, Dave, if you had these two guys plugged in and the way this all works, it actually ends up this white one is going to be connected. So yeah. Hum balance.
Those things are fun when you have a power tube that shorts through the heaters.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes out the pot.
Yeah, it takes the pot right out. It smokes the fuck up.
Oh man, how many times have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what Marshall still have those in the 2203 extra issues and stuff, right?
They
yeah,
do.
I mean, with AC heaters, sometimes it does come in handy you just find that sweet spot where the hum does kind of just start to. It doesn't go away, but it definitely goes down a little bit. But yeah, I don't like the way Marshall uses one of those really little
tiny
the
bones.
Yeah, exactly. Don't put it on the board. Like
they could have just got rid of that and fixed it with proper grounding. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Just DC heaters.
Well, yeah.
We don't want the other thing.
That's not going to. Grounding's not going to fix at all.
It's just not
the hum
necessary.
from the preamp tubes.
Yeah, they don't use the heater center tap because it's actually not dead center. That's why they've got the hum balance pot, because the winding's shit on
Yep.
the center if you measure it with a really good meter. So
where are we at here?
I think you got to start at the input now. Yeah.
I think let's go to the input jack now. So in this schematic, guys, there's going to be a bit of to and fro because we're seeing these components are split across two boards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we can see the interchange here with the ribbon cables.
So now, what it was explained to me from James Brown was that this started as a Peavey butcher.
Okay.
If you look at a Peavey butcher, you totally see the power section's exactly the same. A lot of the rest is the same, and then they just added stuff to it.
Yeah.
Even how it's built is the same.
Butcher is like a JCM900, is it right?
Yeah. With that power section that we just saw.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it sounds pretty glorious too.
Butcher sound amazing.
Pretty cool. The other thing too, I should have mentioned this when you showed the picture of the amp. The funny thing about these amps is first they weigh a ton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're so heavy.
They are backbreakers.
And if you look how thick it is, and it's also like I think made of particle board or something, with like a bed liner sprayed on it with these big metal corners. And the funny thing is you take the chassis out, the chassis is light. The transformers aren't that big. The chassis is light. You just pick up the head shell and it's like, oh my God, it's so much weight in just the head shell. And it was designed to throw out of the back of the truck while you're speeding down a highway, and it would still survive tumbling down the road. I swear to God, it would survive. Maybe you'd lose a tube, but it would survive. The outer shell would not break.
Yeah, I reckon that could fall out of a plane and probably survive it. It'd do more damage to the floor.
Exactly.
Be like something out of Looney Tunes, just a fucking gaping great hole in the ground.
Let's
All right, input jack.
let's trace this thing, right? So we'll come back to this, what's going on down here, but let's just go to high gain jack. You're coming in here. There's our 1 meg grid leak, and we come straight up into 68k grid stuffer.
JCM900 so far.
JCM900, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And let's have a look at our setup here. 2K7 cathode with a 0.68.
Yep.
And 100k plate. So that's all 800.
800.
Pretty classic, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's just note, like, while we're here, 22 microfarad filtering in the preamp. Now, I look through, I think that's all the way.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
up here,
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
So that's even on the phase inverter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which is kind of interesting.
Which should work.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, it's kind of. I mean, you can still go lower than that, and it works. It's cool, but it's just maybe they just.
I think that's how it was in a butcher. That's how this design went.
Yeah.
They got a whole bin full of those 22 microfarad
I
caps,
was
and we're
just
we
thinking
use it all.
maybe they just.
We're
they just
using
wanted
all
to
of
use them up.
them. Totally, man. Okay, so 0.022 first coupler. So again,
800.
Beautiful 800
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, wait.
1 nano.
Yeah, and there's the little oddball.
001
Yeah.
to ground.
That's different.
That's
Speaking
like
of
a Jose.
Yeah, Jose's cool in there.
Well, or a value of a Jose, 001, 0022. But that's from the Jose they were looking at.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's gonna take some of your high end out.
Yep.
It's gonna get rid of some of the fizzies.
And then you're coming down.
Coming down.
You gotta jump all over for this.
And we jump through the low.
Yeah, the low jack.
Right. And then we're into our 470 picofarad.
Yeah.
That's it. That's your classic
70K.
JCM900, right?
Straight 800 right here.
1 meg.
Yep.
So thinking
And
about
have
that.
bright cap.
Oh, my camera's froze again. So that point, back to that 0.001, right? That's sitting in parallel before this network.
Oh,
here,
to
right?
ground. Yeah, it's shaving off the high end.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a decent top end roll off.
Yeah.
Not little. I mean, it's pretty noticeable there. So I mean, then your treble peaker and your bright cap is gonna have a little bit. It's gonna have less top end to kind of retain and everything, isn't it? You know, so in a way, it's probably gonna have a bit more body than you know, when you hear like a standard 800 that doesn't have that.
We're live streaming. Tell them to quit calling.
Yeah. It's a freaking amp guy as well. Should be watching this.
Hey.
Yeah.
What are you doing, man? All right. So we're all standard 800. Okay, so out of here,
back on the grid,
back up.
Yep.
You're right, back up into the second triad.
Yeah. So
Straight in.
Okay.
straight in.
So we're on
Straight
this side.
in. 800.
Straight in. No grid stopper. Okay. Yep.
800.
100K.
100k plate. Now let's look at our cathode.
6.8.
6.8.
6.8, which is effectively slightly different than 10K, but
yeah.
effectively the
Call
same thing.
Yeah, pretty much a cold clipper in it. I mean, it's
Cold
it's not
clipper,
bypassed.
but follow the other line
Mhm.
that's coming off that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
It's funny. I'm grabbing the screen trying to
That's
move
good.
it right now.
I know. It's like a puzzle.
So Dave, this is our first mod.
First mod.
Yeah.
First mod switch. Okay, so top of this 6.8k cathode, we're going down this ribbon cable here.
Yep.
And it's on, what pin is it on?
Four.
It's pin number 4.
Pin number
Okay.
4.
So pin number 4. Oh fuck! Sorry, this is like tricky to. I'm gonna.
This is a tricky one.
I'm gonna zoom out a bit first. So pin 4 is this guy, right?
Yep.
4.7K. It goes into a 4.7K resistor.
So these are all being switched to ground, right? So here's the dip switches.
Yeah,
and
So it's 10K.
Correct.
That cathode is 10K. And
Well,
then when
no. Well,
This is
yeah, it's
parallel, right?
6.8K, and then you put a 4.7K across it, and then it's 2.7K, or roughly 2.7.
no,
Oh,
it's even
yeah,
series.
because
No, it's
No,
not in
that one-
series.
That's in
It's in parallel.
yeah,
Is
it's
it?
right at the
Yeah.
junction there at the top. It's going to the actual cathode pin. So yeah, it's in parallel.
If you look,
with that.
if you look on the switch there, all those pins are grounded on the left.
Yeah,
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's
Right here.
it's
Okay,
putting that
yeah.
in parallel.
So this is like a structure switch on that cathode.
Yeah. So that pin 1 on the switch there that is connected to the 4.7K. So that's bridging that resistor across the 6.8K, which is giving you 2.7K value.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Then the
Yeah.
next
Yeah.
switch
That
down
Yeah.
nice.
2,
Mm.
that's a 0.68 cap in series with a 1K. So they're taking a little edge off that cap, a little
Yeah.
bit of gain. It's partially bypassed, but it's
Yeah.
minimally bypassed.
And so,
Yeah,
Dave, you
it's-
can choose to put that bypass cap over the 6.8K
Or over the 2.7K.
or 2.7K. So it's either
Exactly.
or, right? Which is
So-
nice. That's
So
cool.
if switches 1 and 2 are switched on, you're effectively getting, for that second stage, the cathode of a Jose,
Yeah.
Yeah.
effectively.
Yeah.
I mean, you can eliminate that 1K resistor in there if you wanted to mod it.
Yeah.
Then it would be literally correct.
What are those the first 2 mod switches? What are they called? Can anyone recall?
They're not called anything. I don't.
No,
Oh, maybe
they just-
no, maybe
they
they
just
are
have
called
numbers.
something. I have to look
actually,
at the-
gain 1, gain 2.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the picture. Gain 1, gain 2.
effectively
Oh,
a structure
yeah,
switch.
true.
Gain 1.
Yeah,
gain
true.
2.
They do have labels, don't they? Yeah, I've just remembered. Yeah,
Yeah, I
on
just went back to
faceplate
the
they do.
picture.
Yeah, so you have
Yeah,
both of
it's
those
not-
on.
Yeah. So
If you
those,
want more
those
gain.
2, yeah, it sounds nice for sure with the 0.68 on there. You know,
Yeah.
it just gives it a little bit more bite.
So is this the first? I think this was why we wanted to talk about this amp, because this the first time we've seen this in an amp, an 87.
What the dip
The
switches and
switching
stuff.
with like kind of getting towards the cat, like
Yeah.
the Jose kind of stuff.
Switching
I
cathodes.
think
Yeah.
I
so.
think this is the
I think
first
this
amp
is-
that had this many switches. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we all put switches on our amps now,
Yeah.
that do different things,
Yeah.
whatever they're doing. But I mean, I do a structure switch on stuff.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah.
stage, same everything.
Yeah.
I think it started here. I think this was the first one, and then
Yeah.
we've talked
Could
about
be.
the Laney stuff that has all that, which is a similar architecture to this.
Mhm.
But yeah, and it's kind of cool because there's like it almost seems like there was a fork in the road right here, like 87, 88. They
Mhm.
were kind of doing the JCM900 thing, the Jose thing, a little thing, and then a little bit, and then everything went Soldano after that, like
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah.
So go back to where that started from. Where does pin 5 go on that thing again? Oh, this is one we missed on the very first stage.
Oh, yeah. Good catch.
Oh,
On the
So-
very first stage, pin
It's a
5
cathode- yeah,
on
pin
this.
5 cathode switch. Okay.
So
And
on our
that's
first stage, we have 2.7K, 0.68. And if you look where pin 5 goes,
Mm-hmm.
it's
it
these ones here.
switches 2 larger caps across that 2.7K. So it switches a 1 microfarad or a 10 microfarad,
Whoa.
effectively getting a fatter tone out of the first stage. You know, more
it's
more
not.
low end. Or you could have them both on, and it's 11 mic across 0.68, so almost 12 mic. Not that you're going to hear that really between 10 and that, but
no, it gets flubby with that.
it gets flubby. You don't want that. Those switches.
I didn't like either of those on.
4 and 5 are useless. They should be disconnected or taken out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that someone kind of like, I don't know, trying to get a super bassy kind of thing out of the amp or something? I don't know.
Well, yeah, maybe that could work when you're running the gain lower, because you think like when you turn the gain much lower, you've got that 0.001 bright cap.
That's right.
So at that point, that's really gonna, when you turn a 0.001 bright cap down, I mean that gets ratty as hell. It's like
it gets
really
thin,
squawky, thin thing. So I suppose at that point you might be able to use it for low gain sounds if you put those caps in.
Yeah.
That could work. I actually didn't try it, which is interesting. I was just too busy playing through the high input and all that kind of stuff. But maybe, maybe it works for like kind of. Also, maybe if you're boosting the front end with a pedal, maybe it works good. Like you kind of sometimes want your amp to be a little bit more bassy, so then when you clean boost it doesn't get shrill.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it works putting both those in, or even one of them in. But yeah, I didn't experiment with it.
Yeah.
100%.
So where are we now? So that was 1, 2, 3.
Okay, so we're coming
moving on.
We're coming out of the second gain stage. So let me just zoom in a bit here.
Yeah.
We were here, so we've just gone off and looked at the two switches options for the cathode.
Let's get back to that section.
So far, it's all cathode switching so far.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, it's all been cathode caps.
Right. So C3 here's our coupling cap coming out of that second gain stage, and we're into
JCM900 again.
JCM900 470 picofarad 470k voltage divider here.
470k ground.
No grid stopper.
Yeah, that C15 is another one
C15
doing the
is
same kind of thing as the one in the first stage.
Yep.
So I've kind of got a little bit of a theory of this. I'm wondering, because obviously taking like the JCM800 circuit, there's flying leads and stuff coming off the boards to the pots to the sockets. You've probably got a little bit more capacitance happening over across the whole board. When you do all that kind of stuff with short traces on a PCB, you don't have a lot of that extra capacitance from wiring and stuff. So I'm wondering if those caps were there because probably it did come out brighter when they did this on a complete PCB.
Well, I mean, the first cap was verbatim like a Jose thing.
That one for sure was like a Jose thing.
They're shaving it. You're right. It's probably true, but also you have the power section that's very different.
Yeah.
With 6L6s, what does that sound like in comparison? There's the whole makeup of the whole amp. But in general, stock, they're a bit darker. So I find that I always pull that out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd probably prefer that gone. I wouldn't. I probably wouldn't keep that.
Too.
Yeah.
And then you have a cathode follower, which is verbatim Marshall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So no bypass cap here. So it's standard 800, right? No bypass
standard
cap
800.
That's it. Yeah.
But check this out right there.
Yeah.
Follow that lead.
Right. So here we go. Top of the 100k cathode resistor.
Yeah.
And we would normally have our tone stack being driven off this, which I'm sure.
Well, we're going to the tone stack right now.
Yeah. So pin number 2 here.
Yep.
And look at that. What does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
Jose cap.
Where did they get that from?
I wonder. 0.22. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
0.22 standard.
So why are we walking DC here? What's the need?
Hold on, you'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Then a 1K instead of these are kind of reversed.
A 1K instead of a 10K.
instead of a 10K, but actually normally 10K is first and then 0.22, but it probably doesn't make any difference.
Agree.
It feeds EQ.
Okay.
And follow the other lead down.
Yeah. So let's before
Marshall
this
EQ.
Standard Marshall tone stack here, 33K slope, blah blah blah. But let's look at this guy coming down here.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Well, we got some clippers in there.
First thing is, yeah. But look at this. First of all, we've got a 1 meg to ground.
Yeah. We got a maxed out Jose master volume pot.
Yep.
Correct.
Oh shit.
3 tone stack master volume on 10. Right. Love it. Oops.
2 clippers.
And 2
Jose.
Zener diodes.
And then goes to a switch.
Are then toggled to ground.
Switches to ground.
Yep.
Ground. Look
So
at that.
See, as far as I remember, that's 24-volt clippers.
I was going to ask you, what is the 4749s or 24s? They are, yeah.
Are they?
24 volt Zeners?
I'm guessing. I can't remember. I seem to think they were more than 20. Yeah.
Yeah, Jose normally used 20s, but I mean they obviously took the idea and then obviously changed that 1K also. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna. A couple things. I have no idea if the reversing the order of the cap or the 10K resistor makes any difference, or or if changing a 10K to the 1K makes much of a difference either. To be honest, I have no idea. I never played with that.
Okay, so I'll tell you, it does.
It does.
Yeah, it does. It does change things a little bit. The one when you've got like a 10K versus say like a 1K.
Yeah,
I've noticed that the clipping happens a little bit more aggressively with the lower value of the resistor. So
maybe they compensated for the 24-volt diode.
That's exactly spot on. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why. Who knows? Maybe like the 22 microfarad decoupling everywhere. Maybe they've got a shitload of 24-volt Zeners in stock, and maybe they wanted to use them up. Yeah. Could be that, and then they just compensate by dropping the resistance down a little bit. But yeah, it's not going to do the same thing as if you were to go with lower value clippers, but it will clip kind of more, say, than I think it would if you did like a 10K or bigger. So you can make that adjustable.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, it's
if Soldano never comes around, this would have been the EVH amp. This would have been the 5150, pretty much.
Maybe.
Yeah. Probably would have ended up
something like
I probably would have evolved into something like that. Yeah.
Well, this thing dialed in with those response modifications set a certain way. You just know it's going to sound good.
It sounds pretty good. Yeah, with a couple tweaks, it sounds even better.
Agreed. Yeah.
You might. I'd probably look at those coupling caps and maybe the first coupler or whatever, and move that to a 0.0022.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying that wasn't one of the switches.
Yeah. Yes.
Pretty annoying because that was probably
better than
one
the
of the
big
best things they could have done. Yeah, they could have just labeled that as like a base switch or something.
The interesting thing is, I have seen Jose's where the first coupling cap is 022s.
Yep.
Yeah. But very few. They're almost always 2 0022s. In each first stage, second stage,
first and second,
almost always that. Although the Mick Sweeta's amp from Bullet Boys, his original Andy Brower owned amp that he has, is the only one I've seen that had the big first coupling cap. And his amp sounds pretty cool. Cameron used to do it with the first stage being the big coupling cap too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be cool.
We got to go.
Okay.
Is there any more clipping?
Right. So
no more clipping.
While we're down here with the tone stack, should we look at the which one is it?
Just by the way, that response switch, the clipping is called comp. Not surprising.
Comp, compression, compression.
And those other ones, the the bypass caps on the cathode on that V1 stage, which was the 10
Yeah.
those are called low 1 and low 2.
It's low, it's not base.
Yeah.
I was thinking it was base 1 and base 2. Yeah,
low 1,
yeah,
low 2.
true.
Anyway, okay.
So
Sorry,
if we go down to if you look at the response modification switch, and if you look at the numbers, going down the side of it, if you go to 6.
Yes. So here we go.
The one that jumps 6 and 11 together. You've got a mid shift. Mid boost.
Okay. So 6 and 11 has been joined here. Okay. So let's find out what's going on here. So
yeah, you've got a mid boost in that. I don't know what they label that one as, but that's a big honky mid boost.
Yeah.
Okay. So numbers
effectively 0015.
Yeah,
it's called mid. Not surprising.
Oh yeah.
Hey, look at that.
There we go. That's self-explanatory, man. So yeah. And it
okay,
really
so that's just jumping. There's a 0.001 that's coming
across
straight off that cathode, right?
Yeah,
the 100K cathode
parallels it.
That's it. You got like
parallels
50 PF there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's paralleled across the 470.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's an interesting one. I mean, it's really, really. It sounds like a huge, hump in the mids.
Yeah.
That's
a cool mod.
Yeah, Dave, is that like the we've talked about this before, but the Lee Jackson rotary?
Oh yeah,
is that this kind of thing?
Yeah, essentially, Lee Jackson goes from like a 250 picofarad to a 470 to a 001 to a 00. I think it ends with 0047.
Yeah. I think it's 0022, 003,
and 0047.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
047. I mean,
but you know what? Like when those mods I've undone and then put a mod in and then left that in there because you're like, I kind of like a couple of these, like
yeah.
It's it can be cool.
Yeah, that was in the other one as well, the Ampeg, the VL1002. I had one of those in. I changed the values of it, but I still went up to kind of a high value. I think I ended it at 22.
Yeah, those are cool.
2200, and I mean, it was cool. You had to set the controls a really specific way to make it work, but but it was actually kind of cool. You just had to really dial it in with your ears and not your eyes because it looks wrong when you see all the controls
exactly
all kind of fucked up, and you're convinced it's not right. But
use your ears? What?
Yeah, I know, right?
I've got a Cameron right here. I've got a Cameron Aldrich, and it has that exact same mod in it. It's switchable. It's the exact same mod. As
maybe it was done on a Lee Jackson mod originally.
I'm kind of wondering.
It's labeled mid boost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has it got like clear epoxy? Stuff
no, I have a couple Camerons that aren't gooped.
Oh man, I had a couple that were really badly gooped. I had one that he gooped twice with different colors.
Oh dang!
Yeah,
went back to him.
It took like 7 days to get the goop off of it. I was sitting there with like a scalpel, like just taking layers off one at a time. And fuck, it's like doing surgery. I had like tweezers.
That mod is a really cool mod. That treble cap there. It does change the response a lot. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a big one, right? It's really noticeable. I kind of feel like that's something though you probably wouldn't use live. I don't think you'd use it live because that's the kind of thing you'd need to be able to switch in and out like quickly. Because for rhythm work, I think that 0.001 is just so broad. I mean, it's like you turned your mid control on 10 and your bass and treble on 0. It's crazy broad. So it would be cool though for like if you want that really like buttery lead tone. This is more like that really 80s kind of thing, especially if you've maybe got a cap that's got like T75s or something in it.
I think these are pretty popular recording amps, aren't they? And you could kind of see why. You could dial in some really unique tones with this.
Yeah, exactly. I probably also that 0.001 treble cap is probably cab dependent. You know, if you got a scooped sounding cab, you know, 75s in it, it's probably gonna work okay.
Yeah.
Might not want to do it with vintage 30s though.
Just a little minor thing here, 20K mid pot.
Yeah, Peavey always did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20K mid pop.
I think
Yeah.
it's just all the freaking pots they had.
Yeah,
Like their 22 filter, 22 microfarad filtering. Got the big
interesting thing though, I noticed a lot of the old Marshall mid pots, even though they said like 22K or some of them were 25K, they usually did read around 20K.
Yeah.
So it's probably close enough at that point.
Yeah.
If they measure 20K, that is, you know.
Yeah.
Well, what else do we got?
We got a master volume, standard 1 meg.
Standard 1 meg master off the treble wiper here.
Yep.
That's his voltage divider.
Yeah.
Voltage divider for the send of the loop.
Here. This is for the loop send, I was going to say.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
So you trace that down.
So it's not how I would do the loop, but let's have a look.
No.
Real common though in the old days.
Yeah.
Right out the send.
Straight out the send, man.
Yep.
Wow.
Then
Which
you
is
come
beautifully put on the send and return jacks. I noticed are on the front of the amp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which actually that's useful too. I also find that's a useful feature. And then you come into the return to get a
return jack,
decoupling
and then we've got coupling cap there. Now we've got some shielded wire.
Well, this is the crazy shit when you get up here. So
oh yeah.
Shielded wire comes across to pin number 7 and heads across this way. Okay, and now we're heading up here. Okay, and we're into the grid of V3.
Is this basically recovery for the loop?
Recovery for the loop.
Yes, but if you look at this,
yeah, the input
it's set up like.
Well, there's another cathode follower, isn't it?
Yeah, it's another cathode follower.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just another cathode follower.
It's another cathode follower. So you can see the grid of this triode here is coupled to the plate up here. We've got 100K cathode to ground, and then we're coming off the top of that cathode resistor through that coupling cap there, and then what's going on?
At that point, we're going. You're going into the into the next stage at that point. But
then you're going into the phase inverter.
Yeah.
Then we're into the input of the phase inverter. But
this also splits off at that point where that one meg.
Yep.
Yeah.
So coming down here, we've got something coming off here. Oh, so what is this?
Yeah. So that's pin 5 on the connector.
Booster output, remote standby.
Where does that sound familiar? Remote standby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although they did it differently, but the remote standby it basically grounds the input to the phase inverter.
Grounds the input to the phase inverter.
Yeah.
They probably did it because it doesn't make that fucking bang. When you
can take that like it's a preamp. It's a pre-out.
Correct.
Preamp output.
Which is also something that Jose did.
It out to a power amp.
Yeah,
there's also something that Jose did.
Yeah, because it's driven from a cathode follower. Yeah. You've got a relatively, well, I say low impedance out.
Totally.
It's buffered. Yeah, so it's a buffered output, which is actually kind of cool. So,
man, I can't believe that. That's pretty smart, man.
But here's the funny thing about that whole cathode follower tube stage there. You could easily turn that into a proper tube loop.
Yeah.
You could.
Which I've done before.
You could, Dave. Yeah, you could have a buffer send and return.
Yeah.
It's the best use for it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't judge it too hard. It's 1987, you know.
Yeah. No, finding the way.
Yeah.
There's some pretty clever stuff in this, man.
Yeah, there's some good shit in here for sure.
That this thing here, I had no idea it existed.
Oh yeah,
that's just like it's clever. Like it's so simple but clever. I was like, oh, it's a fucking cool.
What is this R28? Go to the left just a little bit, Jason.
Yeah. Okay. So we've got a little
what do we got here?
47.
So okay.
Where are we looking here?
This capacitor, is that a
No, it's a.
What is this?
I don't even understand why that's there.
What
Trying to
component are we
figure that
talking
out.
about?
Right below the cathodes.
It's a 470 ohm
Okay.
resistor, and it's almost like it's ground isolation a little bit.
It's what it is.
Fix,
Yeah,
ground,
that's what it
fix a
is.
ground loop.
That's what it is. Well,
Fix a ground loop.
Yeah, because if in case you got a ground loop in your
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, I
your
realized
flex
what
loop.
you're saying.
No, it has nothing to do with the ground loop or the FX loop. I think it's fixing a ground issue with the amp.
I was going to
Yeah,
say
it could-
because what
could
we
be.
don't know.
I don't know. It actually, yeah,
Like,
maybe.
how are these grounding points actually? Like look at the sky,
Don't-
right? It's got.
I don't remember how. Yeah,
I'm
I'm
pretty
not sure why
sure
that's there.
No, I think like the ground is kind of like a ground bus that goes along the board. I think, doesn't it?
Yeah,
For the
maybe.
preamp,
So,
and then,
I don't
yeah.
totally understand that, but
no.
somebody
Maybe
said
that's,
47 ohm. If that's 47 ohm, that's definitely what that's doing.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's a
doing something
ground
with the
isolation.
It
Yeah.
seems to me it would be something that.
yeah,
was-
but FP, what is
Flameproof,
What?
right? Is it not flameproof FP?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
So
'cause
it
at
had
that
to have
point-
something to do with.
Well, it's got to be able to handle some ground currents, right? So probably, yeah. If there's
I don't know.
if there's a fault, it's
Yeah.
I
gonna
would
have to
I would
handle it without
wager
smoking.
not part of the original design, but added to solve a problem, a ground problem.
Yeah,
Could be.
I reckon it's probably a bit of a band-aid thing. They
I mean, why would you
later
wouldn't
on.
put that in if you didn't have a ground, like why would you have it unless
Right.
the amp had a hum and you were like, shit,
Yeah.
how do I can't solve this, but this,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And
I mean it's literally breaking the ground at that point, so it's got to be a
yeah.
ground lift type thing.
Yeah.
But interesting, good catch
Yeah.
to find. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I didn't even notice it. I didn't.
Yeah.
Now we're
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we're at the-
we wanted to find out. Oh no, we found that out, right? So we're into the phase inverter now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So this is not standard Marshall.
No, but it's.
I mean, design wise it is, but the values are different. Yeah.
Yeah. So
plates are weird.
Plates, so 68K and 82K.
yeah,
Yep. That's slightly different.
balance a little different.
Yeah,
Offset,
slightly. Yeah, it's a little bit of an offset difference there. Slightly less. It's a little bit less hot of a phase inverter, right? Because you've also got your 470K grids instead of 1 meg grids, so it's not quite as hot as the phase inverter in say a 2203,
Right.
Or any Marshall phase inverter.
Yeah, 470 ohm. Then you got a 10K.
10K.
And then the other capacitor there is a 022. That's a little different instead of a 0.1.
It's a little brighter.
The grids are 470K instead of 1 meg.
Yeah, we got a 10K tail resistor in this one instead
Which
of
is a
4.
little less in gain also.
Yep.
That's right.
And you got that's the 100K feedback resistor that's coming off the 8 ohm tap right there, R27.
Indeed.
Yep. And then we've got basically a DC blocking
cap.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And this
So
actually gets interesting.
Just take us down. So we're going to have a look at how the presence is set up against this 10K here, right? So shielded wire, and what have we got? We've got 10K linear presence pod,
With a 0.1.
0.1.
And if you look at it, it is wired
In parallel.
old school. It's wired old school though.
Yeah.
So meaning one side of the pot is grounded. Then it comes in and the other side of the pot, and then it's wired just like an old plexi presence. But it has the DC blocking cap.
It's cool.
So it doesn't cause any noise in the pot.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
We've got some mods here too, right?
Yes,
we have
so
indeed.
you
Presence
can
cap
7 and
mods.
8. You can parallel another 0.1 cap and yet another 0.1 cap across the cap that's in there. So effectively giving you presence values of 0.1, 0.22, or 0.33.
It's so cool.
And actually,
Yeah,
those are
they're,
useful.
They're cool
Still
ones.
do that.
Yeah.
People
Yeah.
still do that shit today.
Yeah, those are useful, actually. Those values are useful, too. Actually, those are pretty good values.
Yeah.
So those are high 1 and high 2 on the on the front panel.
Yeah.
Switches.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
And that's the last of the response switches.
On this presence pot, is there a 10K going in parallel with that 10K there?
Yeah,
well,
so that's
not exactly. Because it's
Oh,
blocked with a cap.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah, the 10K is before the cap, isn't it?
That is strange.
Yeah.
Actually, I tried this recently.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, the presence pot works like a vintage presence pot, you know, a vintage amp presence pot, meaning you get that whole nice sweep, but you block the DC with the cap.
Actually, how's the taper?
Actually, it works great. That works great. It's not like the new style.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's the 10K linear for that, and,
Yeah.
and the sweep's pretty good. It sweeps like an old one.
Yeah. Well, because it's wired like a voltage divider. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
so it's not wired just in series with the cap.
Yeah.
It works well, actually, just with that DC blocking cap. It's kind of strange, but
this is cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad
I'll
we did this.
I'll give it a go this week and try it.
So I did it with an amp where on the tail resistor on the phase inverter was a 4.7. You know, I just did that. And then I put the DC blocking cap, and then I literally just left my 5K, my standard vintage 5K pot, and I just blocked it with that. And it was cool. It worked well. You know,
it's
got the
a
DC
quicker with the 5K, right? So
yeah, I mean, you can use the 10K, or if you could use whatever.
Yeah.
It worked pretty well. It was kind of neat.
Okay.
And it had the DC was gone completely.
Yeah.
So your whole negative feedback path doesn't have DC on it. You know, even your if you put a resonance control or something. Yeah.
And you used 22 microfarads.
I did use a 22 microfarad, but you could probably use something.
I was going to say probably anything beyond, like, I guess anything more than 1 microfarad is probably going to be big enough that it's
probably fine. Yeah, I think I used 22. Enough. I might have used 10. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I probably used 22 because I remember it dawned on me one day. I get tired of people asking me, "Why does your pot make noise?"
Yeah, we all get that
video
one.
It dawned on me. I'm like, "Oh, wait a minute! You know that Peavey? Wait a minute, look at that Peavey thing again. Wait a minute, that presence pot is wired like an old one. Wait a minute."
Yeah.
So I went down that rabbit hole. I did it on 1 amp for someone, and I compared that amp to another amp that I didn't have that done on, like, directly, because I was copying that amp, and I was like, I actually liked the one I made for the guy better than the one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I'm gonna fuck around with that this week and see what it's like.
Well, it's cool, you know, and even with the DC blocking cap, right? So, but for AC's basically seeing 5K to ground there because it's in parallel with the 10K.
Yeah, the blocking cap is kind of decoupling it from the other circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, this will work beautifully.
I'm glad we did this. I mean,
I
don't think this amp gets enough credit for what it is.
Well, it was pretty ahead of its time with all this stuff.
there's probably also the fact that there wasn't so many of them sent like to places like the UK and Europe. I don't think there was so many of them over this way because you
And
almost
same
never
here,
see
same
them.
here, Dan. They're pretty rare in
Yeah,
Oz. Like,
they're really, Peaveys are really a USA thing that USA players have got, and probably nobody wanted to ship them to UK because they were so fucking heavy.
too heavy.
Can you imagine the freight costs?
Freight costs.
But you know the damn that's true. You know but the response switches, you could easily make this amp sound terrible if you didn't know what you're doing. If you didn't know what you're doing with all this, oh my god.
Yeah, I think that was his downfall.
Not good.
Yeah, I think.
But this was the culmination of taking a butcher and marrying it with a Jose. So
yeah.
And can you make this thing an exact Jose? You sure can.
Yeah.
It's
exactly. As it stands,
do.
it's kind of like it's kind of a little bit more like a hot rodded 800, but then you can.
That's right.
Kind of, you could totally make it more Jose like. And
sure,
I looked him up the other day before we had this chat, and there's $700. You can get these for $700 still.
It's totally worth it for that money.
It's in that realm. Holy shit!
700 pounds for $700.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind having one of those things. They're cool.
I worked on a butcher for someone one day. I got one going. I'd never seen one in person or played one, and someone brought it in. And when, it just needed some service or something, and I serviced it. I was like, damn, this thing sounds great.
Yeah, I think I think Airborne use those, right? Sometimes.
Well, that's just Dan. I was going to say. So I think on the last stream I said I told a quick story about how the Airborne guys got me to go in.
Yeah,
they're all based in Melbourne, right? And the Joel and the guys bought around 13 Marshall heads for me to work on. This was about a year ago, something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So they were all in all different states of disrepair. But then a few months after that, Joel got me to come into their rehearsal room just to kind of do some finishing touches on these amps, because he now that he was playing them, he was like, "Oh man, can we just make that sound a little bit more like this or like that?" So I had one of those cool experiences of having the amp open, and I kind of packed up my soldering iron and trying to look a handful of bags of components that I thought I would need, and then he's sitting there playing while I was tweaking it. But he had a butcher. It wasn't the one of the amps that I'd worked on that he bought here. It was just an amp that was in the rehearsal room that was not working. He goes, "Man, I used to love this amp and it doesn't go now." So I pulled it down and we put it, he played through it, right? And it was just basically no noise coming out of it. So I was like, pulled V1 out, put a new 12AX7 in it, boom, came to life, right? That's all it was.
Dream fix.
And man, this thing sounded amazing.
It did sound good, right?
The best 800 in the room. It was just shit, this thing's
it was good.
Yeah, man.
I literally finished working on this amp and I'm like, I should try to find one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to get one. They just never appear over this way.
That's just, it was,
and
shipping is terrible.
No, I'm not shipping one. No fucking way.
One of these VTM 60 came up for sale here a couple of months ago. I was so tempted to grab it. It didn't last long.
Yeah.
Of course, a VTM 60, you can make it exactly a butcher if you just hit the switches in the right spot.
Yeah.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, you could kind of take one or the other and it's just as good.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally, I think, the same. Maybe I have to look at a butcher schematic to see if some of the other high-end cutting caps are in there. Shoot, we got to look at that.
So,
that was cool, man. I learned some stuff there. That's great.
This is the coolest video ever. You guys all rule. There you go.
Thank you.
There's something wrong with you.
Well, we haven't. Despite just completely ignoring the chat and looking at a schematic for the last hour, we didn't lose any viewers. The view count's still the same. So there you go. Must be interesting enough.
Hanging out and learning something at the same time. Come on.
Yeah.
They should probably hit a couple of those chats.
Yeah.
Someone's asking for Dave. They want you to put a 15 dip switches on an IRX.
No. No. Please no. Someone else wants to buy an amp from you, Shay.
Oh yeah, there was a super chat.
Pain Drive.
Oh yeah,
One.
there was.
What's your email address, man? Your email.
Monomythamps@gmail.com.
There you go.
Man, I'll tell you what, as far as that goes, 2 to 3 weeks, maybe, I'm going to be doing some releases around then. So yeah, if you follow me on social media, I'll be posting about it, Instagram or Facebook, or you can email me. And yeah.
Brad's Gear Garage goes, I've done a few VTMs over the years.
What's up, Brad?
Where's Brad?
What's up, Brad?
Hey, Brad.
There somewhere a while ago.
He's in there somewhere.
Oh man, come on down. Brad's saying there's a G6, 6G6B. I don't even know what that is, man. We've mentioned cab near you. Tempted to go for a drive. Well, it's a bit of a drive, man. From Sydney to Melbourne, is it going to take, what's that, 10 hours, 8 hours?
Oh shit,
yeah,
that's far.
Mm-hmm. What else?
The nerd level is high with this group. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really curious.
There we go.
I'm seriously curious if this is just like a huge sausage fest, or if we've got any female viewers watching.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Come on. Really?
Well,
I don't think so.
Well, my girlfriend could put up with about half an hour of watching the beginning bit, and then she's like, fuck it, I'm going to bed. So, yeah, she usually tunes in at the beginning and then tunes out pretty quick.
I mean, this industry's a sausage fest, man.
Oh, in general, yeah.
They're all on here because of all the good-looking blokes that are on the stream.
Oh, that's
Yeah. You think? All right. Well,
I think that was a good amp to do, because I think around that timeline in the late 80s, there's a lot of things that are happening, man.
We should do Laney next.
Yeah, let's pick something. What do you guys want to do?
Yeah, man, I'm down.
Probably the Laney AOR or something.
The AOR.
But not the Series 2, though, the first AOR.
The ProTube 100.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Well, ProTube 100, ProTube 100 was the straight up kind of 800 with a few push pulls.
Yeah.
But the
one with the extra stage?
The first AOR was more interesting because they had extra gain stage and
this guy.
Well, maybe we take the schematics of both of those and maybe look at how it evolved into the AOR thing, and the next version of it.
If you can find you can find all the schematics. I mean, they're mostly out there, but
I've got loads of them. I've got like the different variations of the AOR one, because there was some differences in the
there was Series 1 and Series 2 of it, and
that's it.
Because I actually feel that amp was, I think, maybe the first foray into the modern amp world that we have today.
Is that before the VTM, you think? Was it?
Yeah,
they're close.
Yeah, it was
close.
Mm-hmm.
That was early 80s. Early to mid.
Yeah,
I have to look that up.
That's it. And then like the AOR thing was, I think, around like 86, 87, something
85,
like that.
maybe even.
Oh, maybe,
It's
yeah.
the first, I've said this before, right? That was the first tube head I ever bought, was the Laney ProTube.
Yeah. And the funny thing, I still look at that amp today, and if you look at that amp today and you look at what they did, a couple tiny changes make it fantastic.
Yeah.
So
sure.
We could drop a banger and do the JCM900.
If you know what, if we do, you know what, I'm totally
don't want to watch
the idea of the Maybe we'll get some viewers if we do the SLX. You know.
Oh yeah.
The
SLX is
Oh yeah,
great.
man.
Man,
SLX
is a fucking great amp.
Yeah.
Look, I would like to go with the SLX. That would be cool. That would be
Yeah,
cool.
I'm game. I'm cool with that one too.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. But we'll do the Laney next, right?
Yeah, let's do Laney next, and then we'll hit the SLX at some point.
Just if we can just hit this question before we go. I just want to, because I think this guy's asked this question a bunch of times, so I might as well go to it. Probably you, Dan. Dan, have you ever modded a TSL 100?
Yeah, many of them.
There you go.
What's the question? I'm looking on my laptop
So
right now.
I said the question is from Stormtrooper. Says,
I know what my answer would be to that.
Have any of you improved a TSL 100 aside from the bias mod?
Actually, yeah. But more or less the same kind of mods that I've done to the DSLs. It's very similar, like what I've done with those. It's just that you've got the two different drive channels as well as the clean. And yeah, it comes out, like for my taste, it comes out way better than the stock amp. Gets rid of the flub, gets rid of the you know, some of the things I don't like about it. Gives it more of the sort of character that I kind of aim for with my modded Marshalls. So like a tighter, you know, more note attack in the bottom end, and you know, more of that mid-range bite, and definitely more gain. You know, so but it doesn't make it like a complete flamethrower. You know, it's not like a super high gain thing. It's it still sounds great afterwards boosted. But yeah, I mean, they don't all need the bias mod thing. I think it's only like some of those amps had the bias problem.
Yeah, like the DSLs, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's all of them, because I've had like experience with loads of TSLs that didn't have bias drift.
This is I know, Dave, you suggested this in our chat the other day, but the looking at that JCM 2000, like the DSL 100, and kind of going like, how did they?
Well,
where did it come from, and why does it have so many gain stages?
Yeah. So on the DSL, on the newer DSL schematic, right, is what I was looking at, and I'm like just counting the gain stages after, you know, like in that gain stage, and there's so many gain stages. But what was perplexing about it was on a couple of the gain stages, or at least one of them, it bleeds, a voltage divider bleeds almost all the signal almost down to nothing.
Yeah.
And then, you know, another gain stage. And I'm like,
do it all again.
Why even have the gain stage in there?
I know, man.
I just think it sounds congested. It sounds like
it needs a boost.
Yeah.
It's got to be boosted, that amp. I think it just doesn't sound great unless you get like a nice tight clear boost in front of it.
Yeah, but with all the gain stages in it, for fuck's sake, you think it would?
Yeah, I was going to say, with that many gain stages, yeah, I mean, you should be able to plug into it and get something. But I think there's quite a few stages in there that don't have bypassed cathodes.
Yeah, there is quite a few, but still, there's one stage where they just drop it all to hell, like after it.
Yeah, it's kind of pointless, because your signal to noise ratio goes out the window.
Yeah,
it's fucked. I mean, it's like, it's really stupid to put more stages than you need.
Yeah. It does make sense.
I don't know where that came from. I don't know whose idea that was, but
and it's another tube. That's another cost factor. I mean, what's the point?
No point.
Weird.
Pointless. But we'll do the Lanies next year. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm totally down. I'll dig up the schematics that I've got on my hard drive, and I'll send them over to you.
Yeah.
We really should do the JCM900s, the bad ones. We really should do that.
Yeah, why not?
I think it'd be awesome to go through that.
Yeah, but I mean, let's face it, like the high gain dual reverb is mostly solid state, and the whole front end is like a Marshall governor.
Yeah,
so
basically
that's the only thing. It's more or less like you know, like a drive pedal. And then, no, it's not tube, and they only then use the tube for the phase inverter and the cathode follower. I think that's the only points they. I don't know, I'm not sure. There's something else in there they use one for, but I don't know. Is it for the clean or something?
I don't remember.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, all the drive stuff in it is all transistor based. I think it's all TLO 72s.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Well, what always I can't ever the concept. I never understand why Marshall didn't take the JMP1 preamp, which is also a lot of op amps and everything else, but the JMP1 preamp and apply that to an amplifier.
Yeah.
It seems a completely logical thing to make a MIDI switching amplifier head. They had the preamp. Why the hell didn't they do it in the head? Because that's a good sounding preamp. You can get great sounds out of it. Stop.
Yeah, it's a cool thing. I mean, it's
why didn't they do that? I think that was a big mistake. I think.
But I mean, do you think it's because they were trying to, at the time, they were really trying to push their matching power amp? You know, the what was it?
Well,
you know, the
yeah, but
one.
I mean, it was an era of racks and stuff. But it seems like a logical. I mean, how simple would it be to put the preamp into the head thing? That wouldn't have been hard.
Yeah, make it look like a traditional.
Would have been cool.
You know? Yeah, like in a head shell.
MIDI
like that,
switchable head. That would have been cool.
Yeah, you watch. They'll do that. Someone will get them to this conversation.
No, they won't.
I doubt it.
No, they won't.
No, probably not. They'll just keep adding stupid switches to old amps, but whatever.
Yeah.
It blows my mind all the time thinking about that company and what they've done over the years. Like,
oh my god.
Not our problem.
Did they have anything new at NAMM? I have no
They weren't
idea.
at NAMM.
No.
Oh, there you go. But they were last year, right? The year before they were.
Oh yeah, they had a massive booth last year. It was all for it was a show. It was a show for
because they got sold again.
Yeah. It was a show for the new buyers. That's what it was.
Yeah. Now all the kind of, all the fuss has died down.
Yeah. Well, now they're owned. Now aren't they majority owned from a private equity company out of China/Hong Kong?
I think so. Yeah, I think that's who bought it. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's no longer owned by the headphone Bluetooth speaker guys.
No.
So I don't know what's going on. So
it's all about money. That's what it's all going to be about.
Yeah, it's more for the Marshall logo on things now, I guess, than it is for amps.
Yeah.
That logo is the thing that's the money maker. Not the amps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is a shame.
So someone in here, Dave. I know we need to go. It's 3 hours. Right?
We made it. We
made it. Yeah. Man, Simple Man Guitars has probably put 20 questions in here about your VX30. So you're gonna when is it and how much and blah blah blah.
The VX. Well, the combo I don't really know. The head is $26.99. The cabinet with blues are expensive, so the cabinet's I think $14.
Yeah,
just because the blues. Otherwise, it'd be $1,000. And then I think that's the price. And then a combo. That's a good question. Probably, I would say $700 more than the head, probably.
Cool.
Roughly. Don't quote me.
All right, guys. Hey, we'll finish it up with this little comment here, which I think is hilarious. Oh, fuck, that's not the one. This one. It keeps moving. Everyone, we own a Marshall fridge though, right? Come on.
I don't, but yeah.
I don't.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind having one.
Marshall even has a pencil holder head.
I'm a Marshall fan. I'd like to have one.
Oh, if someone was giving me one, I'd have one, but I'm not going to.
Yeah, if they want to send me one, I'll say nice things for one podcast.
I'll endorse the Marshall fridge. Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, reluctly put my beer in it.
Yeah, like someone said, the modified Super Lead and JCM900, heads are unicorns. It seems only influencers got them. I don't actually know anyone that has got one. I don't even know if they're shipping.
I know a couple of people who got sent them, artists, and
Yes,
they send them back. They
artists.
send them back. They
I know
send them
people-
back because they didn't
I know
like them.
influencers and artists that got them, but I don't know if I could be wrong. I just don't know of any person that has actually received one or has posted about it or said anything about it or anything. I could be wrong.
Did they tell you why they sent them back then? Just didn't like the sound of them?
Yeah, just didn't like the way they sounded, and they send them back. Yeah. Then I got a couple of other friends who got them. Like one of them's a producer. He really likes it. He's got the Plexi. But yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people liked the Plexi more than the 800. The 800 kind of, from what I was told by people who played it and tried it, they were like, well, it didn't really offer much that you couldn't get from a good 800.
Right.
Or a pedal.
All right. I think that's it.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging in there, everybody. 3 hours.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
Do we get? Oh, we got that. Okay, wait. And then we get this.
Oh, all right. I didn't mean to steal your shit, Dan.
Wait, what happens if we do this? Nothing. Come on, they got to get a good one for that. Come on.
Come on, I need something to work on that one when I get the new release. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
All right. See you later.